baseball alum and ICC Athletic Hall of Fame member Jonathan Van Everett. At ICC, he had a career batting average of .375 with 32 home runs over 2 seasons. He's received All-State, All-Region, and NJCAA All-American honors. He was selected in the 29th round of the 2000 Major League draft by the Cleveland Indians and subsequently played for the Boston Red Sox, Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Washington Nationals over the course of his 10-year career. He currently resides in Nashville, Tennessee with his wife Morgan. Jonathan, whenever you're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Jonathan Van Avery. Right field, number 27, Evan McCarthy. Center field, number 24, Doug Files. Left field, number 12, Jared Morris. First base, number 7, Hank Songacre. Second base, number 17, Matt Butler. Shortstop, number 23, Jude Treadaway. Third base, number 6, Nathan Ferris. Catching, number 10, Stone Collier. And pitching, number 11, Brayden Billingsley. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the national anthem?
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
Keep watching. Okay, where's the remote?
Ugh, it's under her arm.
I'm gonna go for it.
So close.
Oh, maybe he can get it. Guess not.
I mean, can you blame him? We're delicious.
Delicious and sugar-free.
Delicious and caffeine-free. Yep. Anyway, about that remote.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back. Back in the game. Back in motion. Back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to the ball game as we're just moments away from that Guaranteed Bank opening pitch here in Game 1 between ICC and the number 2 team in the country, the Pearl River Wildcats, as we get ready for this Guaranteed Bank opening pitch here from Fulton. First pitch is swung on and fouled off for strike 1. That's a 12:59 first pitch, so a minute early on the start time here in Fulton. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community. Guaranteed Bank in Fulton, member FDIC. So that first pitch for a strike. It's Alumni Day here in Fulton. Riley Davis, former Indian, just swung by the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth to say hi before the game. Good to see Riley back home here in Fulton. We'll give you today's starting lineups here in a moment as that pitch missing outside for a ball. This is Braden Billingsley. He comes in with a 1-2 record overall in the season. He's facing the 1-2-3 batters. Here for Pearl River, Geyer is starting us off here. Keegan Geyer playing second base. Listen to that pitch outside for ball 2. 2-1 now is the count. Jacob Keys and Caston Thompson will be due up here in the top of the first inning. That pitch comes back in, finds the zone for a strike. 2-2 now is the count. We'll be joined a little bit later on in the broadcast by Michael Upton as there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. A clutch Renaissance Bank strikeout to start the game there. Renaissance Bank, they are the bank that understands you. You can find out why by visiting renaissancebank.com. They are a member FDIC. So one away now and nobody on. This will be Jacob Keys, the catcher, here for Pearl River. Looks at that first pitch low in the dirt for a ball. Of course, as always, our starting lineups are being brought to you by Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works. We'll give you those in the exchange of the inning. Keys with one out and nobody on. Breaking pitch, and he's going to be hit. And so he will earn the trip down to first base after taking one for the team there. So now with one out, there'll be a runner on first. And this will bring Caston Thompson, the first baseman, to the plate.
Number 33, Caston Thompson.
For Keys, and if I'm looking at that right, that is the 14th time he has been hit by a pitch this season, and that leads the team. As that pitch missing for a ball, 1-0 is the count. So 1-0 is the count here to Thompson, the first baseman. Looks at that pitch run inside, missing for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. A lot of folks out the ball game today. Got a lot of scouts here as well. We had our first pitch thrown out by Jonathan Van Every. We'll hopefully have a chance to talk to him throughout the Game 1 broadcast as well this afternoon. And that's going to be another hit batter. Well, let's go ahead and talk about our Bank of Oklahoma's keys to victory, and that's going to be one of them there. Free passes have really hurt the Indians this year, whether it be hit by pitch or walks. And that's back-to-back hit by pitches now. And the Indians are going to send someone down to the dugout to start getting loose. And that was going to be one of my keys to victory being brought to you by Bank Oklahoma, is not giving up those free passes, especially to a team that is 31-5 on the season, number 2 in the country as Pearl River is. And Billingsley has already plunked 2 after getting a Renaissance Bank strikeout to start the game. Now this is Jackson Hood. Breaking pitch drops in there for a strike. 0-1 now is to the count as Hood is playing in right field, batting in that 4 spot. There is one out. Runners on first and second. The Indians have been solid at turning double plays this year, and we'll need one early here. Breaking pitch, and instead it hits another batter. So after getting that Renaissance Bank strikeout, 3 straight batters hit by a pitch to load the bases here. And if you're a Pearl River fan, boy, you're loving that. As ICC is going to have a quick visit to the mound here. We'll continue to stay here. Remind you that the first inning is being brought to you by our friends at Raising Cane's in Tupelo. One dream, one love. That's Raising Cane's. They're located on North Gloucester Street there in Tupelo. Bank Okolona has proudly served North Mississippi for more than 90 years. They've got locations in Okolona, Houston, Manatee, Bruce, Tupelo, and their newest branch proudly serving Aberdeen and the surrounding areas. That's Bank Okolona, member FDIC. So Coach McCrory is going to go out and talk to Braden Billingsley here. As we said, a great start to the contest for Billingsley, but unfortunately after that hit 3 straight batters to load the bases here for Pearl River. And that's going to bring Jackson Milam, the shortstop, to the plate. Milam batting .279 on the season. He's scored 36 runs, got 36 hits, 8 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs. He's also driven in 23, so an opportunity to not only add to that lead here, but get an early start to the contest. So Milam will dig in. Swings on the first pitch he sees, and that's going to get through. Got to score 1, now make it 2. The runner will try to get to third, and there will be no throw. And so, just like that, a 2-run single off the bat of Milam. That was a rough landing there for Thompson coming home that time. And so a 2-run single by Milam, and now it's 2-0 Pearl River. A ideal start there for the Wildcats as they're up 2-0 here. 1 out. Runners on the corners. And this is going to be Topher Jones, the third baseman, coming to the plate. Again, ICC getting someone loose in the bullpen here. Hoping to get out of this inning with minimum damage done, but kudos to the Wildcats for being able to come in with that clutch hit to right field by Milam to push across 2. They still have 1 in scoring position here with 1 out in the top of the first. Billingsley will check the runner at first. This one ripped, and ooh. Did it hit him? Nearly hit him. As the umpire's going to come down and check on him. Apparently it did, but foul territory. So a scary shot there. Good to see that Hood is okay down there on third base. They're giving a few extra moments to kind of walk that one off. 0-2 now is the count here to Jones. Billingsley trying to rally here, see if he can find an out. And that's going to be a ground ball, foul ball, and we'll sit at 0-2. We're in the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association broadcast booth. You can find out how you can support ICC by visiting iccms.edu/foundation. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. Big time clutch strikeout there from Billingsley. His second of the game, Renaissance Bank. If you are a big fan of those SEC shorts that you saw throughout the football season, go visit RenaissanceNation.com. You can check out those and more at RenaissanceNation.com. Now this will be Gardner, the left fielder, coming to the plate. They are going to try to score, then they're going to come back home with it. The throw is in time for the out. Beautiful job there by the Indians to retire Hood. You're going to have to go 2-6-2 on the putout for out number 3. So the Indians do get out of the inning with minimum damage done. We'll keep it here and tell you about today's starting lineups being brought to you by Coke. We've already introduced you to the first 7 batters of the contest for Pearl River, so let's go back over those. Leading things off is Keegan Geyer. He's playing second base. Jacob Keys is out in center field. Caston Thompson is the first baseman. Jackson Hood playing in right field. Jackson Milam is the shortstop. Topher Jones is the third baseman. Ethan Gardner was at the plate when that last out was recording, so he will start the top of the second. He's playing left field. Tyrese Johnson is the DH, and Nico Williams is playing in center field. It's Patrick Spencer, who is 1-0 in the year. We'll go over his numbers here in a moment. He will get the start on the hill here for the Wildcats. For ICC, the starting lineup looks like this. Of course, ICC, the starting lineup being brought to you by Coke. ICC and Coke, now that's a winning combination. And Coach Rick Collier, who is approaching his 700th career win, hopes to have that same winning combination put together here in Fulton in Game 1. Jude Treadaway will start us off. He's playing shortstop. Evan McCarthy is the right fielder. Madden Butler is at second base. Nathan Ferris will be the third baseman. Hank Stallnacker is at first base. Stone Collier catching here in Game 1. Bryson Jackson is the DH. Jarrett Morris is in left field, and Judd Files is playing in center. And as we mentioned, Braden Billingsley is pitching here in Game 1 for the Indians. ICC and Coke, now that's a winning combination. And we do appreciate Coke, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works. They have been a longtime sponsor of ICC Athletics here on the ICC Sports Network. As we get set for this bottom of the first inning, being brought to you by Raising Cane's in Tupelo. One dream, one love. That's Raising Cane's, located on North Gloucester Street in Tupelo. So Jude Treadaway will start us off here. Jude playing shortstop as that first pitch high for a ball. He's been second baseman for most of the year. ICC's had some injuries of late that has had to shuffle around the lineups. As this pitch fouled off, 1-1 now is the count. So Jude having to make that switch from second to short. And it's not an easy switch. You think about the angles of attack, the angles of throw that you have to do as a shortstop versus a second baseman. So Jude having to make that adjustment quickly. 1-1 pitch. This one hit hard to the right side, and the first baseman's there, bobbles it, throws it over, and will not be in time. Call that an error on the play as Jude stepped back on the bag. E3. As the throw would have been in time had it been on point. He bobbled it for a second, but was able to gather it and couldn't quite get the speedy Treadaway out. So ICC will start things off, reaching on an error here, and now this will bring up Evan McCarthy to the plate. McCarthy playing right field this afternoon here in Game 1. He's got a bat that can get hot in a hurry, and the Indians would love to see that as that pitch missing outside for a ball. 94 on the fastball, missing outside. I do have the scoreboard up and running today, so we'll try to keep an eye on those pitches. They're going to snap throw over to first, not in time. Got a note from our good buddy Dylan down at Pearl River saying their Game 1 starter is Perfect Game's number 6 JUCO prospect. So there's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Could be a tailor-made double play. There's one, and do they get two? Yes, they do. A Little Caesars double play. 6-4-3 to retire Treadaway and McCarthy.
Up to bat, number 17, Matt.
That double play brought to you by Little Caesars. Grab a hot and ready pizza on South Adams Street next time you get ready to come to the ball game. That's Little Caesars here in Fulton. So erase the runner and add an out to the board here, 2 away. And now this will be Madden Butler coming to the plate. Stands in, takes that first pitch at 88 for ball 1. Butler playing at second. I believe he has been the first baseman for most of the year. Is that pitch high? 2-0 now is the count. Well, this Pearl River squad, they have got a loaded roster. I believe their number 2 starter today is the number 5 prospect in JUCO pitching. 2-0 pitch, fastball, and calls it a ball at 91. That was a borderline pitch. Kind of had to wait to see what the umpire was going to call there. 3-0 now is the count here to Butler. And that one, almost like a carbon copy of the other one, called a strike this time. 3-1 now is the count here to Butler. Remind everybody, coming up on April 24th is Chop Day. We'll have a commercial telling you more about that in the exchange of innings as that pitch across for strike 2. 3-2 now is the count here to Butler. So waiting the 3-2 offering here from Spencer. Off the handle, right to the first baseman, scoops it up, and will step on the bag for an unconventional 3-up, 3-down inning after a Little Caesars double play there in the bottom of the first. Let's hear about Chop Day coming up here in Fulton and be back with more right after this. Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
At Little Caesars, get a large 2-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here! This pizza's only $5.99? No way! This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Oh, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza! Choose a large 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we shift now to the top of the second inning. ICC trailing number 2, Pearl River, 2-0 here in game 1 this afternoon. As we're joined in the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth by the man of the hour. It's Jonathan Avery, who came out throughout the first pitch today here on Alumni Day. And Jonathan, before we get things rolling here in the second, thanks for coming home.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's the first time I think I've been here where I wasn't actually on the field. So pleasure to be back.
That pitch is ripped foul. 1-1 is the count. Due up here, 7, 8, 9 batters. Gardner, Johnson, and Williams for the Wildcats of Pearl River. Well, we're going to have a little conversation as the game goes on here, so I hope you guys enjoy that. And as Jonathan, just kind of look back at your time here at ICC. When did you play? I know you were here with the infamous Chad Case, so we can't tell any of those stories. He's already made me promise that. But just look back at your time here at ICC and just some fond memories and what it meant to you as 3-1 goes to count.
Yeah, so I was here 2000, 2001. Had a kind of I don't want to say a misfit group of guys, but traditional junior college, you're all coming from the same area. We had a lot of guys from my area, which is down in Jackson, kind of all same pass. Went to a 4-year school, didn't work out, and Chuck Box at the time had opened us with open arms, and we put together a good little squad, and I think we lost the first game in 2000, and then we ran off like 20 or 21 in a row and got to be ranked number 1 in the country. So very special time. Had a, especially for me, coming from Ole Miss, things didn't work out like the way I had planned. I hadn't picked up a bat in a year, and here I am, playing for the top-ranked JUCO team in the country and having a lot of success. So that was a big confidence booster for me to kind of regenerate my career.
Well, Ethan Garner will start the inning off with a walk. We'll have a guaranteed bank call to the bullpen here, so we'll continue our conversation as we take some warm-up tosses. ICC trailing at 2-0 here in the top of the second, game 1 against Pearl River. Now, you were inducted to the ICC Hall of Fame this year, and when we interviewed you up there, you talked about opportunity. how, they took a chance, brought you in, and you made the best of that opportunity, and that's JUCO life.
Sure.
So just kind of lean on that opportunity, and just, again, you look at it going from here in Fulton, Mississippi, playing at one of the most famous parks in the world.
Sure. Yeah, and it all, my career was, a lot of people could say, they always hit that fork in the road. I mean, I went to Ole Miss, a redshirted scholarship, and end up getting cut, and I'm looking for a place to play when all the rosters are already filled going into the next year, and all it takes is for somebody to believe in you. And the first guy I called was Chuck, and he recruited me heavy out of high school, and he was very organized. He had this. He was at Freed Hardman at the time, and he came to the house in Jackson, had a nice little folder. It had the Jonathan Van Every scholarship offer. It was very formal. I was like, man, this is very impressive. So he was the only guy I wanted to play for at that point, and luckily we found a way to make it happen, and that just kind of kick-started my confidence, and I was able to showcase my talents, and fortunate enough to get drafted, and felt like I spent an eternity in the minor leagues, but finally got that shot at the big league level. So dream come true. Wish I would have gotten there a little bit sooner, but it's something nobody can ever take away from you.
Absolutely. Now you talk about Chuck. He's going on to have a great career as well. I think was at A&M, now at Texas. But you talk about just how he was that well organized. It shows in his career as a head coach, because not only was he successful here, he's been successful everywhere he's gone.
Sure, he has, and it's to his preparation, and he's an extremely good student of the game. Terrible player, and a lot of times bad players make great managers, right? Because they study the game.
Yes.
They study what makes guys tick, what works, what doesn't. So he was, every day we came here, there was always a purpose. We always had a schedule, and it was a pleasure to work for.
Entering into the ball game to pitch here with this guaranteed bank pitching change is Nathan Reed for the Indians. He'll be greeted by Tyrese Johnson, the DH, batting in the 8th spot here with no outs and a runner at first. That first pitch across for a strike. We're talking with ICC Athletic Hall of Famer Jonathan Van Every, and Jonathan coming home here on Alumni Day to throw out the first pitch, and we greatly appreciate that. You're a Nashville native, so not a bad trip down.
Not a bad trip.
So just talk about some of those memories you had here at ICC. Again, being in baseball, that's a fun sport. Sometimes a little bit too fun that you can't talk about some of those. But
sure.
I know you made some great friendships and some great memories while you were here.
Yeah, it's all about the relationships. I have fond memories. Jamie Edwards. A lot of times, when you're in junior college, you're close to home. You go home every weekend. I didn't really have that opportunity, making a 3-hour trip every weekend. So guys like Jamie, Clint Hoots, Andy Dillard, they all kind of took me under their wing, opened their homes to me, fed me nice meals on the weekend, and provided a roof over the head. So when the hay bales start rolling on the weekends, when everybody clears out of campus, you're not left alone. So it was great, and I still communicate with those guys and their families on a monthly basis. So they're part of my family now. So I'm eternally grateful for those memories, those opportunities to be a part of something different. And I'm trying to think of a funny story here.
That's the tough part. You got plenty of funny ones, but you're like.
So back to the relationships. You have fall ball, right? And in JUCO, you play a couple games, couple weekends against a couple of teams, and me and Jamie we were best friends the whole time for a year and a half, and all of a sudden we're going after the same girl in school, and we start bickering. And the thing that made it strange is we're sharing seats on the bus in the very back of the bus. And so we're riding 2.5 hours and not speaking to each other. And eventually we just said, this stinks, man. Let's get over this. Let's move on. And so eventually we did. And at the end of the day, neither one of us got the girl. So, I cherish that friendship probably a lot more than others, because we went through a lot, and we learned from each other and grew together. And, he's going to be a part of my family forever.
And that's one of my favorite things here at ICC is seeing those relationships as they build. A lot of people think JUCO is just going to be a 13th grade. You're going to see nothing but the kids you went from high school with. Now ICC, 8,000 strong in enrollment. You come here, you can make a brand new slate of friends.
Absolutely.
And they stick with you for life, and that's the awesome part.
And it's what you make of it, right? If you come here and you just show up to class and you go back to the room or you go back home, you're not going to have those relationships. You got to be able to branch out and form new connections, and these are the building blocks. It's what's going to set the stage for the beginning parts of your career, whatever that may be you do, whether it's, you go into teaching or be a doctor or what have you. Those are the building blocks of how you're going to get where you're going, and it teaches a lot of lessons. How to open up, how to forge friendships, how to debate, how to negotiate, how to make amends. So it was a great experience for me, and I'll cherish the 2 years. It feels like an eternity, but I'll cherish the 2 years I had here for a long time, forever.
Tyrese Johnson reeks on a walk, and then Nico Williams pops up in foul territory, and Stone Collier able to go over and make a diving catch for out number 1 here in the inning. Runners will stay at first and second. 2-0 is the score here in the top of the second. We're continuing our conversation here with ICC Athletic Hall of Famer Jonathan Van Every coming out today, throwing that first pitch out. Now, pitching, you were an outfielder.
Correct.
But you did get a few chances to pitch in the bigs.
I did, unfortunately. Well, I guess it's good, but it was in garbage time.
Yeah, but how that first pitch feel today? I know, are you staying active in baseball, or?
I hadn't picked up a ball in 3 years, so the basis of my throwing is basically throwing rocks out of my yard at this point. So, I felt kind of like Stone looked like on making that catch. A little bit of misjudging the gale force winds out there, but I managed to get it there on the fly, which is the most important thing.
Ground ball is going to be fouled down the line. We'll go 0-2 here as we're back in the top of the lineup by Keegan Geiger, who struck out to start the contest. So just talk about, how the JUCO life. One, you talk about how the streets roll up whenever it's the weekend. Now we have 4-day school week, so Friday really is kind of a ghost town here. But how did that JUCO life prepare you for the road ahead of you?
Well, for me, I was a great distance away from home. I didn't have the luxury of going under mommy and daddy's roof in that comfort zone. So I was forced to get out of my comfort zone a little bit, forge some relationships that I probably wouldn't have otherwise done, and experience some things that I otherwise probably wouldn't have done. Take some chance. I'm not that big of a risk taker. I never was really in trouble. That was more of my brother's doing.
Fly ball in the infield, and they're going to call infield fly as the shortstop will reel that one in. Runners unable to advance.
It's probably a good call by the gale force winds going. It just put me in situations where I had to kind of fend for myself. And when you're a grown-up, adulting sucks. I hate to be be the bearer of bad news, but adulting's no fun. I want to go back and be a student forever. But it forces you to start fending for yourself and taking care of yourself and making right decisions.
Yeah, this is, if you can, I don't know if you had a chance to talk to any guys before the game, but don't you just want to say, guys, eat up every opportunity, every pitch, every out you can get in the situation, because it'll be gone before you know it.
Sure, especially in a junior college. You got 2 years, you're in and out, and if you need to make the most of every opportunity that's given to you, and every day presents multiple opportunities to do something different. It's in your best interest to try and take advantage of those, experience them, and see what happens from it. If you don't take the chance of doing something out of your comfort zone, you're always going to wonder, what if I would have done this? What if I would have done that? So, maximize any opportunities you can and try to make the most of it.
This is Jacob Keys at the plate, the catcher here in Game 1 for Pearl River. He was hit by a pitch and came around to score, part of that 2-run top of the first inning. That's the score right now, 2-0 here in the top of the second. Nathan Reed is on the bump here for the Indians. At 1-1 pitch goes in the dirt, blocked up nicely there by Collier. We'll talk about some of your teammates, some of those guys that kind of stood out to you. I know we jokingly have told stories about Dr. Case, but some of those other guys, I know you already talked about the friendships with them, but
sure.
Baseball brings out some of the best personalities in folks.
It does. And when you on a year-long stretch, you get to see just about every emotion that somebody has, whether it's joy, failure, remorse, regret. You get to experience all those things, and you see what really makes them human. And like Ben Lindsay, when I got drafted, it's funny, that same day Ben got drafted 2 picks behind me, and he was actually staying in our house that summer. So I got to learn a lot about Australian culture. I was trying to go to Australia at the time. It was just a little bit too expensive, but you get to see what makes him tick. Like, what are the things that we do in America that are different from him? It's not necessarily right or wrong. It's just different cultures halfway across the world that go about doing things in different ways. And super nice guy, love him to death. Hadn't talked to him in a very long time, but yeah, you get to experience the ins and outs of somebody's personality.
3-1 pitch finds the outside corner for a strike. Count goes full now here to Keys with 2 outs. The Indians trying to get out of this inning with no damage done, trailing the number 2 team in the country, Pearl River, 2-0 here in the top of the second. We're talking with Jonathan Van Every, the ICC Athletic Hall of Famer. Spent some time in the big leagues as well. Came out today, throw out the first pitch as this pitch is grounded off. So we'll start it and restart now with a 3-2 count. You know, we talked about the friendships, you know, how the JUCO life, you know, it prepares you for life. You know, you said it. It's not fun being an adult at times. But, you know, just talk about that grind. You know, you having to go from JUCO to minors and then making it to the major leagues. You know, that grind from point A to point B is tough. It is. It is. Junior college was actually a lot more fun. You know, it doesn't – the business side of it comes in to where you're doing the same thing every single day for 8 months, day in and day out. Speaking of 3-1 breaking ball, that's not fair, is it? Yeah. That's ridiculous. Yeah. What happened? Like, I'd be sitting dead. That was a walk, but the pitch before that, he throwing a 3-1 breaking ball. Like, come on, man. But anyway, do you need to announce that? No. All right, so this is going to be Caston Thompson. He was also hit by a pitch and came around to score. Takes that first pitch for a ball. 0-1 is the count. So, yeah, it's you know, massive grind. But at junior college, you're playing 2 days a week. You get double headers. You get some time off to rest and relax. But when you're minor leagues, this ball popped up. It could be carrying the wind. Is blowing out, and that one will get out of the ballpark. And that one hurt. That is going to be a grand slam for Pearl River. Is that right? Yes. So a home run off the bat of Thompson. And he will push across 4 just like that. And Pearl River, after that quick start, we knew they had some hot bats. They're not number 2 in the country by accident. And that is a home run there for Thompson. And it's a grand slam now, 6-0 in favor of Pearl River here in game 1, top of the second. So that'll clear the bases with 2 outs now. Used his elements real well right there. Up to bat, number 8, Jackson. Kind of talk about that. Take us through that. You're a hitter. Yeah. Take us through that at bat. What's your mentality? Of course, everybody wants to hit one like he did when their bases are loaded to get out of the ballpark. But, just your approach to batting. Yeah, and I learned as I got older. When you're young and you're trying to hit the ball as far as you can, you tend to overswing, right? 100% swing, you're not very consistent. You try and get to that 75, 80% effort range so you can consistently make contact. Right there, he perfect example. He's not trying to pull the ball. He's not trying to hit it a mile. The wind's blowing at Mach 8 out to left center. He throws a fly ball up to left center, and adios. Let the wind do the rest. So he used his elements well. I'm trying to elevate a ball. If the guy's throwing 85 on the mound, I'm trying to hit left center just like he did. If I can get some air under it, get some backspin, that ball probably went, over 400 easy with the wind blowing out like that. So, yeah, it's all about understanding elements, understanding your approach, not trying to, if he's trying to overswing, he's probably going to come and hook something and topspin it and hit a ground ball to second, and ICC would have been out of the inning. Yet he keeps his composure, doesn't try to do too much, puts the barrel of the bat on the ball, and lets the wind do the rest, and the damage is done. Absolutely. 6-0 is your score. We're going to take a quick break, come back with more of Jonathan right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move to the bottom of the second inning. 6-0 after a grand slam off the bat of Caston Thompson. He's got 4 RBIs on the day, has scored 2 runs. Try to see his stats on the year. course, I need to put the stats a little bit closer to me. I tell I'm getting old here. Is the stats a little too far away? That's his 8th home run of the season, his 35th RBI on the year as well. We're joined in the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth by ICC Athletic Hall of Famer Jonathan Van Every. And Jonathan, how does that sound? ICC Athletic Hall of Famer.
It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, I've never been a Hall of Famer at anything, so this is it's pretty special. I got a whole wall dedicated to my little trophy I got, so
nice.
Nothing else is going on the wall. Got to make it stand out.
That first pitch in there for a strike, second one as well. This is Patrick Spencer on the mound here. He is rated as the number 5 prospect, pitching prospect in JUCO baseball by Perfect Game. And Perfect Game knows a thing or two about baseball, and we've seen him as high as 95 today. Is that pitch missing outside for a ball?
That one was 0.
We like that one. We like that one. The gun must not be registering there.
It's a little delayed.
So let's talk about it. Your time here at ICC, we talked about that, but you got drafted.
Yep.
Anybody that's ever played baseball, that's always a dream of theirs, is to hear their name called out. Can you take us back to that moment?
Yeah, June of 2000. I can't remember the exact date, but like I said earlier, Ben Lindsay was a teammate of mine, was living at the house at the same time. So this is before the age of cell phones came about. So there's one line for the whole house. Mm-hmm. And so Cleveland's calling in. They get me. They give you the congratulations. We're excited to have you a part of the organization. A scout will be in touch with you to go about the next steps. And then while I'm on the phone with him, and Ben's name gets picked out of the hat, and so the Yankees are trying to call him, and they can't get through. So it was a pretty intense couple of minutes at the Van Every household, having 2 guys drafted, 2 picks from each other in a major league draft. It was pretty crazy.
Nathan Ferris started us off swinging strikeout. Now this is Hank Stallnacker, the first baseman here, takes that first pitch for a strike. 0-1 is the count. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Pearl River, powered by a grand slam in the top half of the inning, leads it 6-0 here. This second inning being brought to you by our friends over at Renaissance Bank, offering you the best banking solutions. That's Renaissance Bank. They understand you. You can find out why by visiting renaissancebank.com, member FDIC.
That was my first job after baseball.
Okay.
Renaissance Bank.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, hey, they're a proud sponsor, so you can hype them up all you want.
There you go. Well, I'm well-rounded. Banking just wasn't my cup of tea, but there are a lot of good folks over there at Renaissance and Tupelo.
So you had the battle of the phone lines, everybody trying to get in that situation. Of course, any kid that's listening now, they're probably like, well, why didn't they call his cell phone?
Yeah, or put it on Twitter or Facebook. Like, this is before any of that stuff even existed.
That's the crazy thing. I'll talk to some kids on campus, and we had a beeper. Of course, we know what a beeper is. We showed it to them, and kids like, I have no idea what this is. But ironically enough, and this is going to sound bad saying this, but one of them was like, looks like something a drug dealer would use. I was like, that's the closest anybody has gotten to know what this is.
Boy, but you were cool as a cat if you had a beeper back in the day. That was the thing. You could put special codes on it to make it emergency or hide the number. I was never cool enough to have a beeper. Nobody was trying to get a hold of me.
Same here. Stallnacker draws the walk, first base runner of the day. Well, now it's actually the second because ICC did get a runner on by an error that was eventually raced by Little Caesars double play. Continuing our conversation here with Jonathan Van Every on Alumni Day, came out and throw that first pitch. And so you get drafted. I listened to Tim Dillard's podcast. He's kind of dedicated to focusing on the minor league life. Mm-hmm. And it's really interesting. And if anybody hasn't listened to that, you really don't understand minor league baseball and the life that goes into it, but kind of just give us your crack on minor league baseball.
If I had 2 words, it's a ruthless grind.
Yes.
There's nothing glorious about minor league baseball at all. Riding on a bus with 30 other smelly guys, not even enough seats on the bus to accommodate the 30 smelly guys. You would have jokes. A guy would ride in the bathroom on the bus for 8 hours for $100. I mean, the stuff you see on a bus is just. I always just brought like one of those old egg crates, the foam, laid it on the floor, and just tried to go to sleep, and pray we got there quick.
One of those get in where you can fit in.
Correct. Yeah, in minor leagues there is no airplane. There is a bus everywhere. If it's over 10 hours, then they might decide to fly you.
And so total different than the baseball life you see today.
Well, yeah. These, even at the college level, they're treated like royalty. There's a nice lick.
This one lifted out to right field, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Going to go for extra bases here. India's going to try to score the run from first. The relay is not going to be in time, and ICC puts a run on the board.
Man, he needs another gear. Drop the elephant. He got there, though.
That's Bryson Jackson with an RBI double that scored Stallnacker. That RBI double being brought to you by our friends over at Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. Helping you get back in the game, visit OINMS.com. That's the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. Well, that's what you need right there, just something to get those bats fired up, a little confidence against this guy that's pumping in there 90. So good hit there by Jackson.
There's another one.
Well, they say hitting is contagious.
You better go. You better go.
And they're going to try to get the run home, and they will.
Looked like he threw an empty fist from right field.
So back-to-back RBI, or back-to-back runs, I should say, an RBI single by Morris. Like you, I'm Rick down 6-1 in the situation, knows he's got to be aggressive there, and I don't know that Pearl River really expected him to try to score that run.
No, not at all. I didn't expect him to score the run, but, here we are, 6-2. Got another shot at it. I'd swing at the first thing smoking.
This is going to be Judd Files, our center fielder, coming to the plate now. And that was that one was a wicked slider at 88 there.
That's not fair.
So compare kids today from whenever you played. I know the game, it always says bigger, stronger, faster. But is that true in your eyes?
Yes, no, maybe. I mean, there are guys we faced here. I cannot remember the team. They were green and yellow. I remember the colors, but Rocky, I cannot remember his last name, but he was drafted by the Cubs. I mean, he was throwing 95 to 98 that day. So, you get to those levels in JUCO, they're going to have a lot of success, right? I mean, you throw something that moves a little bit and you have that kind of heat behind it, you're destined for success if you can just remotely control it at all.
Files strikes out swinging. The Indians do pick up 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take another quick timeout, come back and continue our conversation with Jonathan right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents, not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also a skilled swordsman, a master chef.
Needs more lavender.
A wonder at word games.
2 tries, every time.
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
At Little Caesars, get a large 2-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here! This pizza's only $5.99? No way! This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Oh, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza! Choose a large 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC Athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Getting a little bit of a lesson here in the exchange of innings. 6-2 is your score to go to the top of the third. So I broke out some baseball cards I've got of Jonathan. We're talking to Jonathan Van Every here, ICC Alumni Day. And Jonathan, just kind of look at those cards and take a trip down memory lane as this first pitch popped up back and out of play.
I love this. The one that has almost the hologram in it, where I actually signed something. I can't see what it is back behind there, but that's got to be a limited edition Upper Deck. You got a Topps Chrome, or a Bowman Chrome, sorry. I think it says my first. There you got it. See, Itawamba gets some love up there, up close. Drafted out at Itawamba Community College. There you go. And then this third one.
Now, there's a story behind this third one, correct?
Yeah, that's not me.
That's what I was thinking. When I looked at it, when I first got it, I was like, it says it's Jonathan, but that does not look like you.
No, that's actually one of my teammates. His name's Chris Carter. So, funny story, in spring training when I saw this one year, I think it was 2009, I wrote the Tops guy a nasty letter for using my name in his picture. Chris was a much better hitter than I was, but he's too smart for his own good. He lacked the common sense, if you know what I mean.
That's good stuff.
Stanford pre-med in 3 years.
There you
so
go.
He's one of those guys.
Awesome. Well, to me, it's just cool to think, like, again, we talk about every kid's dream to make it to the show. You got your own baseball cards. You got a chance to play at Fenway. Just kind of go back and think about your career and just I like to use the word blessed in my career. I know you same way. It's a lot of blessings throughout your career. When you do anything for over a decade, you're always going to run into trials and tribulations, whether it's baseball or being a doctor or working at a school, what have you. You're always going to have your ups and downs, and I had it down right my first year. I mean, halfway through my first season in rookie ball, I had nerve damage in my shoulder, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to throw a ball again. It took me probably about a year to recover. My arm was never the same, but I made do. I had as scouts would call it, plus arm. Then I went to average arm very quickly. So that was a bit frustrating. I just had to deal with it and change some things in my footwork to accommodate that. Oh, that's a no doubter there. Is that one?
Gale Force win. Bye-bye.
Off the reservation, that's going to be a solo home run there for Jones. Second home run of the day for the Wildcats. They now go up in this one 7-2. Topper Jones, he struck out to end the first, but made up for it there with a one-out home run. 7-2 now is the score.
Yeah, that was a good swing.
He's got...
That's number 3.
3 home runs on the season.
After that swing, it looked like he ought to have 30.
Up to bat, number 21.
So a big hit there. And so now with one out, nobody on, this will bring Gardner to the plate. He walked, scored a run back in the second inning. So let's talk about home runs.
Yeah.
You had a home run in your career in Boston. As this one maybe another one.
Spin.
And, that one's going to bounce off the wall and go for a double. So a strong hit there. The wind, that's the thing, too, about this ballpark. You don't see it really in the lower level trees, but if you look in the pine trees out in left field, you can see the upper atmosphere, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
It's whipping out there. So anything get up in the air, like you said, if you can get some top spin or get any type of positive spin on it, it's going to be able to get out of the ballpark.
Even the infield flies we've had, the guys are misplaying it a little bit, trying to make adjustments at the last second to keep it from falling.
But, let's go back and talk about that. Your home run, it was a memorable one.
It was. I got drafted by Cleveland, stayed in their minor league system for 7 years, and I'm not afraid to speak to closed-door conversations, but I believe it was my 6th year with Cleveland, or 7th year, sorry. Last year with Cleveland, they sent me back to AA for the 3rd year in a row. I'd already been an All-Star. We'd already won the league championship, and it basically didn't have a spot for me. And I went into the farm director's office and asked for my release, like a lot of other guys that are in those situations do. Just had a guy steal third.
Yep, so that is Gardner who takes the bag over there at third base. Not only that, but you're helping out, taking care of the wildlife in the press box.
Yeah, that's a guinea. I don't like him. He's mean. They hurt real bad. Where was I?
We're talking about you going to Cleveland. And,
home run. I was went in the farm director's office, asked for my release. They were sending me to AA for the 3rd year in a row. Didn't have a spot, and direct quote out of his mouth says, "Well, if we release you and you go to the big leagues with Tampa Bay, how do we look?" I'm like, this is not an image contest, my friend. This is my life. This is my career. This is what I worked my whole life for. And so at that point, I was still a good teammate to the guys on my team, but I cared nothing about the jersey that I wore at the moment. I was playing for myself and proceeded to have probably the best year hitting-wise that I had ever had, and ended up getting hurt towards the end of the year. I was worried about whether I was going to get picked up as a free agent, and I had 17 phone calls from different teams the first day of free agency, so I had my pick of the litter.
Nice. Tyrese Johnson goes down looking at strike 3 for the second out of the inning, And so now this will bring up the number 9 batter, Nico Williams, the center fielder, who popped up and found territory to the catcher in his only plate appearance so far.
So yeah, back to the home run. So, spending that much time in an organization, they didn't want to give you an opportunity. Now I'm on the visiting side at Cleveland in extra innings against one of my former teammates, and being able to have that moment and have that kind of success in that in extra innings, it was something I'll never forget. Definitely probably the highlight of my career, being able to hit a home run to win the game against a team that never would give me a chance.
Yes, so the run does count in that situation because the runner was able to scamper home before then. It does go for a hit, single, but it thrown out trying to throw 9-6 on the putout to end the inning there. And we'll just keep it here, continue to talk about that for a second.
Well, I was going to say the gale force wind kept that ball up. So, I mean, if I were Rick or I was controlling the outfield, I would stick the right fielder almost right behind the second baseman because, dare the guy to hit it over your head. If he hits it over your head today to right, that he deserves it.
Yes.
So, you always try and play the percentages. He just misplayed that ball a little bit. I had never talked to a reporter in the big leagues really, and after that game, I get a flood of reporters coming to me.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland usually has 2 or 3 reporters in the locker room. Boston always has like 15, so I'm used to seeing Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz and Dustin Pedroia, Euclid, Veritek, all these big stars get annihilated by the press, and all of a sudden now they're coming after me. So it was definitely a special moment, one that I'll never forget. And I think I had just got my first iPhone then, and I had like 40 missed messages and phone calls. So I think my brother actually videotaped the highlights. I think I made the Baseball Tonight top plays of the week or something. So very, very special, something I'll never forget.
What are some other your favorite memories from your time in the league?
I'd say just being there. Just the satisfaction of getting the call, that whole plane ride going. We were in Buffalo playing Cleveland's AAA team in Buffalo. I was at Pawtucket at the time, catching a flight to Baltimore for my first game, and seeing one of my guys that actually played with me in Cleveland's system was there in Baltimore to watch me play my first game. Was a very special moment. My parents couldn't come such short notice, but not a better place to make a debut than Camden Yards.
We move to the bottom of the third now. It's 8-2. Pearl River with the lead. 1, 2, 3 batters due up here. Jude Treadaway, Evan McCarthy, and Madden Butler here. ICC trying to scratch across a few more runs to get back in this one. Is Spencer still on the hill? His first pitch across at 93 for strike 1. So talk about some of your teammates, some of those just guys. I know you've already mentioned some big names there, but who were some of the best athletes that you saw?
I guess it all depends on what sport you play. May you rest in peace, Tim Wakefield. Pretty heck of a golfer. I think he was a pretty daggum good bowler too. And you had Coco Crisp. It's funny, everybody has a bad impression of Coco because I think shortly after I got up with the team, he had charged the mound in Oakland and made a fool out of himself on national TV. But he dropped everything he was doing my first day in the locker room and showed me, this is where you go get food. This is where you go to the bathroom. This guy will take care of this for you. This guy will take care of that for you. So he took time out of his routine of getting ready for the game to show me everything I needed to know to be successful.
That's an awesome story to the game because everybody just assumes the people you see on TV are who they are in real life. But a guy like that taking the time to be like, hey, you're new here. Show you some love, show you around, and basically help you get adjusted.
Yeah, and even just from an organizational perspective, when I got called up, Boston flew my parents and my brother up on their dime, put them in a hotel room, and gave them tickets to the whole series. I forgot who we were playing. I don't think we were playing the Yankees, but it was a big series at that point in the season. So, I'll be eternally grateful for that because they just welcomed me and my family in with open arms, just like, we were. They didn't care who I was, what my name was. They cared that I wore a Boston Red Sox jersey. So that's what meant the most. It's pretty cool.
This is Evan McCarthy at the plate. 1-2 now is the count after an 85-mile-per-hour breaking pitch. Nips the corner of the plate. And that pitch finds the outside corner and Some of the ICC faithful getting a little noisy out here as McCarthy goes down looking at the strikeout. 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Patrick Spencer. I tell you, when you got a guy that's able to go from 95, 85, and we've even seen him down in the upper 70s with a breaking pitch, that's got you on your heels all day.
All day. Yeah, I mean, here he is throwing sliders first pitch. I mean, it's not fair. A guy that throws over 95, he should be forced to throw fastballs. Like, start throwing all this moving stuff. It's hard enough as it is.
1-0 is the count, as this is Madden Butler here.
Back-to-back sliders, a guy that throws 95. Here it comes right here, I bet.
So we'll see what he's going to come up with here. Again, Butler, he grounded out to first to end the first in a 3-up, 3-down inning. And that one right down the middle there at 93. So when you got something like that in your hip pocket you can lean on, you can afford to miss those little pitches like that on the first 2.
Yeah, well, the hitter probably should have taken advantage of that one. You might not see that one again.
That one runs inside. 3-1 now is the count. Well, just talk about just life in general. What you learned from baseball, both from high school, JUCO, to professionals, to you're able to apply to life now and maybe give some life advice to some of these guys on the field as that pitch missing inside for a ball, so it'll be a 2-out walk. You know, just your experience in life. How
Sure.
can you pay that forward?
Well, I'm the worst at expecting the most out of myself, regardless of what it is I do. Nothing's ever as bad as it seems. I think, us as, whether you're a perfectionist, everybody wants to do a good job, right? But nothing's ever, the situation, no matter what you're going through, is never as bad as you're probably making it out to be. Everybody has tough times. Everybody has good times. But the tough times will eventually go away. Time has its way of healing everything. And the trials and tribulations of baseball, you go up, you go down, you get hurt. You're always down, but you're never out. So you always have to figure out a way to claw back. And, even when baseball was over, I mean, there's no one to help you go get a job or live the rest of your life. Unfortunately, I didn't sign a $7 million contract, and I can play golf and live in the Caribbean every day. So I got to figure out a way to put food on the table. There's no once that last game's over, and that's it. You're just discarded, and it's the next guy up. So you're left fending for yourself. But those lessons that you learn on the field, lessons of failure, and then you figure out a way to overcome that and become triumphant. You just keep pushing and keep working. And my wife makes fun of me about every year and a half. I itch to go get a new job, and she wants some stability in her life. So I've managed to stay a little bit stable the past couple of years, and hopefully that will continue. But it was a lot of trial and error. Like, I had no idea what I wanted to do after baseball. The only thing I ever knew, that was ridiculous.
I'm going to say that one right there, that might have been a kind of a retaliation of fans yelling at him, as that one was way up and outside, but called for strike 3. How you handle that situation?
He must have had his eyes closed on that one. Umpires always have a love-hate. Well, I guess in baseball, players have a hate-hate relationship with umpires. Maybe a catcher will have a love-hate relationship with them because they're interacting with them, they're conversing with them the whole game. But everybody else, I always hated umpires. Every now and then you get one that you'd respect, but you see on TV where they just blatantly make such bad calls, which has forced the implementation of all this instant replay stuff, which I think is kind of ridiculous. I mean, if you had a good umpire, there's no need for that. But
and one of my favorite things about baseball is the human error factor.
Correct.
It's part of the game. So I'm with you. I'm not a big fan of their instant replay and all the AI stuff.
That's part of what makes the game the game. You have to have some type of element of human error. I mean, we're not scientists here, and we're not saving the world. I mean, this is entertainment, so there has to be some type of human error to it. That's what makes sports. And just something like that. I mean, all you can do is shake your head. You can't argue. If that guy would have argued that, he'd probably just immediately toss him, because he's already probably upset. He knows he made a bad call. He knows he's getting yelled at. He can't do anything about it, and he's just trying to pile on at that point. But you just shake your head and move on. That's all you can do. I mean, the more you make an umpire mad, the more they'll take advantage of you. They will take advantage of the situation anytime they can, unfortunately, in my experience.
Oh yeah. So we're moving to the top of the 4th inning, 8-2. Pearl River with the lead here over the Indians. Pearl River coming in with a 31-5 record, number 2 in the country. They're 11-1 inside conference play. ICC 19-15, 6-8 inside conference play. And this is a rivalry over the years that's gotten pretty intense. Of course, if you follow JUCO ball, you know that not a lot of love lost between Coach Avalon and Coach Collier inside the lines. Let me say that. When these two guys get on the field, boy, they're intense. But I will say it's a lot of love and respect outside the lines between those two guys, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. I mean, once you step inside the lines, it's all about competition. You're trying to beat the other guy by any means possible. But when you're outside the lines, there's no reason to be a jerk. I mean, you respect each other. They both have good programs, and you have to respect the way they do things. And I haven't really watched a whole lot of JUCO ball, I'll be honest, in high school ball lately, but I do know the whole Johnny Rah-Rah stuff's kind of getting out of control at the big league level and the college level. But that's the only thing that I would draw an eye to. Just if you're going to win with respect. If you're going to lose with dignity. So you're going to win. The more you play, you're always going to win. You're always going to lose. It's just how you handle it in the long run.
That was Keegan Geiger starting the inning off with a single to right. It'll be Jacob Keys, Caston Thompson due up. Jackson Hood will be in the hole in this situation, or I should say, if avoiding a double play, he will be up here, as this is Keys, who was hit by a pitch and walked, has scored twice in the contest, as the pickoff move over to first is not in time. Jonathan Van Every joining us here in the ICC Alumni Foundation broadcast booth. Remind you, if you would like to be a part of the Alumni Association, like Jonathan, you can do so by visiting iccms.edu/alumni. That's iccms.edu/alumni, as Jacob Keys answers right back with a single out to left. The bats are red hot today for Pearl River. They're up in this one 8-2 with runners on first and second, no outs. And here comes trouble in the name of Caston Thompson. He had that grand slam in his last at bat, and I don't know if the ball has landed yet.
That's where you start throwing him in now, make him pull it. Wind's blowing the other way.
This is Nathan Reed on the hill here, and that one fouled back.
Not where you want to throw it.
So that one almost a little bit too over the plate there. So got away with one there, did Reed.
Yes, sir, he did. I just noticed Pearl River's got a pitcher that I gave hitting lessons to a couple years back. I guess that's why I became a pitcher. My hitting lessons weren't good enough.
Who was that?
KK Clark.
I got you.
Yeah, his brother played at State.
So 0-1 is the count. Reed on the hill here, and that one is going to hit him.
At least he tried to throw inside. It's not going to hurt anybody. You got force outs everywhere.
Second time today that Thompson's been hit by a pitch. And so now this is shift down to Jackson Hood. He will step in with bases loaded and no outs here. He is 0 for 1 today. Was hit by a pitch and then grounded out to first to end the second. So he will dig in here, and like I said, last time we were in this situation, the ball took off the bat of Thompson for a grand slam, so ICC wanting to avoid this one here.
Start throwing him away, make him hit it to right field.
And that's where the first pitch is. It's on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 now is the count.
Did you see how deep the right fielder is right now? That's uncalled for. I would force the guy to hit it over my head. I'd be playing another 15 feet shallower.
So the 0-1 pitch here, big swing and a miss. 0-2 now is the count here to Hood. Reed trying to find his second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. It would be at a big time right now to see if he can find it here.
Throw the same pitch.
So waiting the 0-2 offering here from Reed to Hood. Catcher sets up on the outside. That's where he goes with it. Doesn't chase. 1-2 now is the count. Not a bad spot to miss. If he does swings on it, he's foul ball or a little routine grounder to first.
Nope. I'd throw a changeup in the dirt, or breaking ball in the dirt. See if you can get a swing.
So 1-2 now is the count. Reed delivers. As a breaking pitch, just missing outside. That's going to break out a few chants from the ICC faithful that thought that last pitch that they got called strike 3 on was in that same area. Really surprised didn't get more of a reaction than that from the crowd. 2-2 now is the count. Bases loaded. Pearl River up 8-2 here in the top of the fourth. This game scheduled for 9 in game 1. And no, that pitch missing low. Tough take there.
That's a tough take. He swung at that pitch twice already. Impressive he laid off in that situation.
So now the count goes full with nowhere to put him. Bases loaded, no outs. 3-2 is the count here to Hood. And it's going to walk him, so it'll walk in a run there. And nice discipline at bat, as you said. Chased a couple of pitches. He wouldn't go bite on it again there, so now it's 9-2 Pearl River.
That's what you call making an adjustment in the plate.
Up to bat, number
Mid
10,
at bat.
Jackson Milam.
So we'll shift now to the fifth batter, the shortstop, Jackson Milam. 1 for 2 on the day. Had an RBI, or excuse me, a 2-run single back in the first, grounded out to second. Well, the Indians would love to see if they can get that ground out here to turn a Little Caesars double play. Foul back. That'll be strike 1. Again, no outs. We're in the top of the 4th inning. 1 run is crossed on a bases-loaded walk. Nathan Reed entering in relief after Billingsley got the start for the Indians. Kind of got a little bit of a rough start. He hit 3 batters and walked another one. Did have 2 strikeouts as that pitch clips the corner for strike 2.
There's your makeup call. I'd throw it again.
So 0-2 now is the count. That's the voice of ICC Athletic Hall of Famer Jonathan Van Every joining us this afternoon here on the broadcast. 0-2 is the count now to Milam. Reed's pitch. And they're going to say it was too far inside for a ball. They're going to appeal. He did not go.
He tried.
Good idea there, but we saw it, it's really good discipline at the plate here for Pearl River. Don't chase very many bad pitches.
No, they do not.
So 1-2 now is the count. Reed delivers. This one popped up, back and out of play, and we'll sit at 1-2. Yeah.
Change up in the middle of the zone. That could have been ugly. I think you trade a run for 2 outs right here if you can get a double play.
The Indians have been good at turning double plays this season. Of course, when we talk about our double plays, we talk about Little Caesars located on South Adams Street there in Fulton. That pitch just a bit high. 2-2 now is the count now to Milam. So take us through your mentality right now on this at-bat.
As a hitter, I'm 2-2. You can't try and do too much. I mean, you already got a 9-2 lead. Guys will, right now, Pearl River guys are probably trying to pad their stats at this point with the game getting a little out of hand. See,
swing and a miss for strike 3.
And that's exactly what happens when you try and pad your stats. You get over anxious, you try and do too much, and you end up swinging at a bad pitch. There's no way you could have hit that ball.
That's the second strikeout of the game for Nathan Reed, brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Renaissance Bank, they are the bank that understands you. You can find out why by visiting renaissancebank.com. Collier wanting to come out and talk to Reed in this situation, as it will be Topper Jones, who also had a home run in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. He struck out to end the first, trying to avoid that here. In the top of the 4th, 9-2, Pearl River with the lead.
Here's how old I am. Last time I saw Stone, he was in a crib.
Yes.
And now he's catching in college baseball.
And it's crazy to think that I always pick on Stone. Of course, whenever I started working here, he was 5, 6, maybe. But he would always throw the ball against the net. And there pitch, missing low for a ball, and he stopped me. Mr. Gore, how far? How? He's like, it's 32. I was like, no, I think it's 28. He would get fighting mad and go run and tell his dad, Mr. Gore said I'm only throwing 28. And, of course, Rick would egg it on, saying, well, he's seen a lot of baseball. He knows. As that's going to be fouled off, and dead balls. It comes off the batter. 1-1 is the count. And it's funny how time flies.
It is. It is. It's crazy. It seems like yesterday I was sitting here wearing a uniform, and now, 2 decades later, I'm up in the booth talking to you.
Much rather be two decades before, for sure.
Well, talking in the booth is fun. I've never done this, so this is entertaining. I like it.
1-1 pitch, hangs up outside. 2-1 now is the count here to Jones, the third baseman.
But yes, I wish my body would move like a 20-year-old still. It does not, unfortunately. I still think it does from time to time, but I'm constantly reminded.
That's what I was going to ask you. You ever wake up some days still thinking you're playing?
When I was done playing, a lot of guys say they have these same dreams. You always have the dream of you're called up or you're in the dressing room getting ready. Everybody's already out on the field, and you can't find your cleats or your glove or something's missing. and then you wake up. And so I had a lot of those dreams for a couple years after I was done playing. And I had talked with a lot of other guys that were in similar situations. They had the same dreams, but eventually those have fortunately subsided, and I'm back to just living my everyday life now.
3-1 now is the count here to Jones. Nowhere to put him. His base is still loaded here in the top of the fourth.
See how far he can hit it.
And he hits it pretty far.
Unfortunately, he did.
And that one's off the reservation. Second grand slam of the day for Pearl River. And as you said, just load up, wait on the pitch. You knew you was going to get something you could hit. And just load up and barrel one up that time. Second home run of the day for Jones.
Well, when you get yourself in a 3-1 count, bases loaded, you don't have a whole lot of options.
Looks like we're going to have a call to the bullpen being brought to you by Guaranteed Bank. We're going to take a break and be back with more. Pearl River leading this one 13-2.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC Athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC Athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
All right, Little Caesar's Crazy Puffs. Whoa!
Is this little Becky?
Birthday cake comes in. It is so cute. My dad's eating Crazy Puffs again. Don't ask.
Whoa. Have you tried the new bacon ones?
There are bacon ones?
Pizza, pizza.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC Athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Out of the bullpen, Solomon Smith. His first pitch across for a strike as he will enter with one out here. Nobody on after the second grand slam of the day by Pearl River. And he is going to hit the first batter he sees, as that is Gardner. Take a look at some stats here on Solomon. These stats being brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. Not a lot of appearances. This is only his second appearance of the season. He does have one inning pitch with 2 strikeouts, so the productivity's there. Just not a lot of opportunities here for Smith, who is a freshman out of Itawamba HS right here in Fulton.
He's going to get a lot of opportunity now. The bullpen's pretty depleted at this point. Uh-oh.
And that breaking pitch just misses the batter. Runner will advance on the wild pitch. And again, that's just, and I know first time home, but that's the thing that's hurt the Indians this year. It's been the free passes, the walks. Today has been the hit by pitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those on top of 1, 2, 3, 4 walks, and it's just not the recipe for success.
Yeah, you give free passes all day long. You're not going to win a lot of games. You got to make the guys put it in play. 75% of all balls put in fair play are outs. So I take my chances.
Yes. Couldn't check his swing there. 1-1 now is the count here on Tyrese Johnson, the DH. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk. Does have a runner in scoring position now here. Pearl River up in this one, 13-2.
Come in.
This one off the hands, but as you said, the ball just not carrying today. They're going to test the arm. Nope, they're going to head back to third in that situation. So now to be runners on the corners here with one out after that single knocked down by Johnson. So bring Nico Williams to the plate.
Up to bat, number 29, Nico Williams.
Nico singled his last time up, was was thrown out trying to advance. He also popped up in foul territory, was put out by Collier, who is behind the plate catching here in game one. One out, 5 runs have been put on the board here after that second grand slam of the game by Pearl River.
A little unfortunate jam sandwich single up the middle.
Big healthy swing and a miss there by Williams. 0-1 is the count.
So it's funny, I always challenged myself when I was here. One of the reasons I got good is like in BP in practice, aluminum bat, you can hear the sound, right? So that it had a distinctive sound where I knew he got jammed, and so your immediate reaction is in. It looks like our center fielder just kind of stutter stepped, and one step is all it takes. You know, if he would have made his move in early, guys caught, guys back at second, changes the dynamic of the inning.
That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Coach Andy Kirk checking in. Said he's enjoying the conversation this afternoon with you. Of course, Andy, the Hall of Fame, or we'll say soon to be Hall of Fame maybe, but he had the softball field named after him this year here at ICC, so appreciate Coach Kirk and everyone else tuning in. Also do want to say a special hello to those fans that are watching in favor of Pearl River. Appreciate them tuning in this afternoon. Of course, the softball team down in Pearl River, so Dylan and his crew doing the job down there. As 2-2 now is the count. And I tell you what, Dylan and Richard, they work hard for you guys down there at Pearl River. So the next time you see them on campus, be sure to tell them thank you for all the hard work they do. And no better way to thank them than buying them a nice ice-cold Coke. 2-2 pitch up high. And, thought he was going to ring him up the way the umpire stood up quickly there. Now the count goes full.
I don't know about you, but if I have a field named after me, I better be in the Hall of Fame, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, he's got I'd say he's got a pretty good shot. Odds are in his favor.
And that's coming from a Hall of Famer, so you've got the pedigree to know.
Yeah, I don't have a field named after me. He's already got a leg up on me.
So a free pass there. Did they say it hit him or did it walk it? So another hit batter.
Nicked his pants.
And so bases will be loaded, and this is going to be Keegan Geiger as we're in the top of the lineup here.
That's one of those where you want to keep hitting. It didn't hit me.
Yeah. So Geiger is 1 for 3 on the day with a single in his last at bat. He has struck out and then popped up to the shortstop. That pitch outside for a ball.
Got it, those strikes. Not going to beat anybody getting behind the count.
Indians do have someone getting loose in the bullpen. I don't know if that might be just somebody getting loose for game 2 here. 13-2 is the score. We're still in the top of the fourth.
I don't think it's game 2 yet.
Yeah, it's not game 2 yet. So
it'd be quite a while. It's just trying to salvage and get out of this.
And instead, it is going to be the next pitcher in as ICC continues to struggle to find the strike zone here. When they do, Pearl River's making them pay. 13-2 is your score. Still only one out here in the top of the fourth. We'll take a break, hear a few words from our sponsors, and be back with more right after this. Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
What's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
LSU takes it. We'll be back next March.
Come on, y'all. This is what we've been working for. We gotta forget about last year. It's right here, right now. Y'all ready?
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the top of the fourth inning, and it's a 2-0 count here, as this is Geiger at the plate. New pitcher in the contest here for ICC is Aiden Williams. His first pitch is high for a ball. 3-0 now is the count. Take a look at some Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi stats on Aiden Williams, coming in with a 5.14 ERA. No decision on the year. This is his 7th appearance. He has pitched 7 innings, given up 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those earned. He's walked 8 and struck out 4. That pitch across for a strike, 3-1.
Tough spot to come in.
So he already got the, dropped the ball.
Yep. Luckily, I didn't do that a lot in my career.
And that pitch is high, and that will walk in another run here. So when it rains, it pours, and right now it is absolutely pouring on the Indians, as ICC just cannot find the zone today. And, you know, there's days where you come to the park where everything goes your way, and there's also days when you come to the park and, well, it kind of sets up like today where it's not going your way here. As a player, how do you try to shake that?
You just, I mean, when things aren't going like you want, you just got to grind through it, get to the end, and you know, like in this case, you got another game to play to get ready for, or in professional baseball, there's always tomorrow, right? So you go through the routine, try and get yourself back, get your mind right. There's no secret why they say baseball, or Yogi said baseball is 90% half mental. It's a very mental game. I still don't know what that phrase means. I guess I'm dumb, but I am left-handed, so I do have that going for me.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, it's not always going to go your way. Things are going to happen. You just got to grind through it, get to the end, and regroup. Baseball is a game of adjustments, and the guys that can adjust on the fly are the ones that are going to have the most success. Sometimes guys can make adjustments game to game. Some guys can make it pitch to pitch. The guys that do it pitch to pitch, they're the ones making $10 million a year every day, and you see them on TV. So it's just a matter of consistency.
This is Jacob Keys at the plate. There's a beautiful breaking pitch, slips across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count.
See, that's unfair. As a hitter, I know I'm talking about the Poor River guy, but guy can't throw a strike, then he balloons a breaking ball up there with the bases loaded. How is that possible?
1-1 pitch. That one drifts outside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Trying to make sure I've got my lineup correct here. Trying to pick up the number. Looks like it's number 5, but it is. It's a different batter in this situation.
Peyton Lacey.
2-1, and this one hammered, lifted deep left field. Left fielder going back. Now we'll chase up, and we'll record the out. They're going to tag up, try to get the runner to third, and the run will score. And so everybody will. So that was 15 on the. So that was Jacob Keys. It was 6. So we did have that one right. He flew out to left, but he does get that sacrifice fly. That sacrifice fly being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union, reminding you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. They meet Monday nights at 707. They're located across the street from the e-learning building, but they meet at the Fine Arts building on Monday nights.
That was a first ball hit to the left side of the field that we've seen stay in the park so far.
So the wind being kind to us there. It actually kind of looked like it blew it back in the way the left fielder reacted to it.
Yeah. It was always fun in spring training. They would crank the pitching machine up full bore, and they'd pick a day where the wind was howling like this, but there's no clouds. So it's a high sky, early in the morning, wind's blowing at 30 miles an hour, and they're doing communication and pop-up drills with the machine cranked as far as you could go. Boy, I made some for adventurous routes, catching balls.
That breaking pitch outside 2-1. Yeah, I could imagine, especially on a day like today, it's cloudy, so you can kind of lose it in the sky at times. So
you could, but there's nothing worse than a bright blue sky and that little white ball shooting way up in the top of it, and it's very difficult to pick up.
That's one thing we always talk about, especially on bright sunny days here. When that sun starts setting, it sets behind the press box. So anything on the right side of the field, it's just a prayer that you see it off the bat.
Yeah, there were a couple of minor league stadiums. Toledo is one that comes to mind, AAA. Beautiful stadium, but they had their batter's eye was, like a windscreen. So it was bright plastic, and the sun set directly behind home plate. So as the sun's setting, your first two at-bats during the game, you're praying. You can't even see. I couldn't even see the ball out of the pitcher's hand. I'm in the dark, the pitcher's in the sun, and I have basically a batter's eye that's just lit up like a Christmas tree, and I can't see anything. Granted, I can't see anything anyway, but I really couldn't see anything then.
Big healthy chop there by Thompson. He's got a grand slam on the day. He was trying to add another one, or excuse me, no, there is not a runner on first. But he was trying to add another home run to his tally this afternoon. One of those big healthy swings there. 3-2 now is the count. Indians looking for the exit. Would be an excellent time to come up with a Renaissance Bank strikeout here from Williams. Checks the runner over at third, now will deliver. And that pitch going inside for a ball, and now the bases will be loaded once again. As ICC fans, I hate to say this, but the nightmare continues here in the top of the fourth inning. 15-2 is the score. And bases loaded once again. Pearl River has hit 2 grand slams today. And now this will be Jackson Hood coming to the plate. He drew a walk with bases loaded to start this inning, actually.
I guess I'd rather face him than the guy before.
Yeah, excuse me, it was actually not to start this inning. It was the fourth batter of the inning. Is that pitch missing for a ball? Yeah, so right now you just grit your teeth, bite, and fight.
That's all you can do. I mean, really as a pitcher, you're just trying to get it over the plate, let the guy try and get himself out.
That pitch missing low. 2-0 now is the count here to Jackson Hood. Well, as you said, life after this one. This one, barring a miracle of biblical proportions, is in favor of Pearl River. We'll just say that. But
sure.
You got game 2. You shake this one off, and you go get after it in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, as a player, you're trying to, as a hitter coming up when the game's out of hand, you're just trying to make the most of your at-bats. If there's something you're working on, you're trying to take it into the game to see if it works in the game. But, yeah, it's all about competition, whether it's 15-2 or, 5-5. You have that competitive factor, and you find out you'll learn a lot about your guys in games like this versus a game it's easy to compete in a game that's 5-5, but when the game's out of control, you figure out who your real competitors are, and those are the guys that deserve a chance to play.
That last pitch was fouled off the hands of Hood, so giving him a chance to gather himself. 2-1 now is the count. Williams working with bases loaded and 2 outs. That pitch high. Snap throw down to first. Is it in time? It is.
Oh, that's a worst nightmare as a runner.
Big time play there by Collier. 2-3 on the putout. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. ICC's got a little work to do here. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
That's what you do, but I just don't know which way to turn. I'm about to dance in my band.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
At Little Caesars, get a large 2-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here. This pizza's only $5.99? No way. This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Well, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza. Choose a large 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the 4th inning. ICC trailing Pearl River in this one 15-2, as it will be Stallnaker, Collier, and Jackson scheduled up here in the bottom of the 4th. Swings of this one, hammered, going back to the wall, and just... he dropped it.
Keep going.
And so that will be... I'm going to call that an error after he dropped it. Unfortunately, couldn't go for the
E9.
Yep.
It's in his glove and he dropped it. That's an error.
Now batting number 10, Stone Collier.
One of those that back in the day that would be a home hit, but try to keep those honest.
Yep.
And so now this will be Stone Collier coming to the plate. Heck of an effort out there, because the wind being the way it is today, stretched out, couldn't hang on to it, and dropped it. Ball will head to the backstop, and that'll allow the runner to head over to third. So,
gotta kill more wide balls.
Got more walls, so we'll let you take care of that. I'll turn your mic down so you're good. That first pitch missing for a ball. That one in there for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Didn't know you was going to come do extra duty up top today, did you?
Well, I just wish I was as good a hitter as I am killing wasps. I've had a lot more time, man.
2 for 2 today on the Wasp.
Yeah.
And as you said, you also threw a strike, so a productive day.
There we go. Yeah, hitting a target was never my problem. It was just putting the bat on the freaking ball was my problem.
2-1 pitch, and that was just wicked.
That's not fair. He shouldn't be able to throw that anymore. In a 15-2 game, come on.
Evens up the count now at 2-2. This is Collier at the plate with a runner at third. No outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Collier reaches one out there, dribbles it forward, and it's going to go foul, so we'll sit at 2-2. You got Jonathan Van Every joining us here in the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth. Had the honor of throwing out the first pitch today here on Alumni Day. He was also inducted to the ICC Athletic Hall of Fame this past football season. Appreciate Jonathan coming out today and being part of this special day. And we'll give kudos to Colin Minga and Michael Upton. They're doing a good job of putting these things together, and I appreciate Michael and you guys doing that.
Yeah, he's got to get a shout out and does an excellent job.
So 2-2 now is the count. Swinging and a miss there. Nice location on that one to get him to chase one, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Collier goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the day for Collier. 5th of the game, being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, the bank that understands you. That's RenaissanceBank.com. This is Bryson Jackson at the plate now. He doubled in his only appearance so far.
There's that nasty slider again.
Swung on it, fouled it back. 0-1 is the count.
I guess he's just showing off now.
So what type of adjustments do you make when you know he's heavy slider?
Well, it's tough when a guy's throwing 95 and he's just baking hard sliders that are dirty pitches. I guess you sit on it, but it's hard to sit on a slider when a guy can throw 95. That's the challenge, right? Trevor Hoffman's a prime example of that. He could throw 95, but all he did was throw splitters in the dirt. A lot of closers made it, like Mariano Rivera, prime example. I mean, he threw, 92, 93, but he had a cutter, and it just depended on how bad was he going to cut. You never knew. I mean, I got to face him once, and the first pitch he threw, it just looked like a little ball spinning. I took it like an idiot. I should have swung at it. And then the next one I swung at it, almost took my shin off. So, yeah, luckily I made contact with it and put it in play, but it never got out of the infield.
Grounder to the third baseman. 5-3 on the putout. Runner was unable to advance home there. Who was the toughest pitcher you saw?
I I had a couple. Rivera that was impressive just to be able to see the way the ball moved. Probably the toughest I would have to say was Aroldis Chapman, and this is before he learned his control. This is when he was still in AAA. His motions all over the place, and he had absolutely no idea where the ball was going.
And that's terrifying.
He's throwing 104 from the left side, and you don't know if it's going to get in your stomach, in your ear, or take off your kneecap, or right down the middle. So luckily, I walked somehow, got on base. But it's funny, he was a starter back then before he became a closer, and our manager said, "You're taking till 2 strikes." Well, first batter gets up there, strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, right down the middle. I mean, he's 104. But then the rest of the game, he never knew where the ball was going. So, that's kind of that fickle creature of baseball. You just never know what's going to happen.
0-2 now is the count. That pitch missing outside. Not a bad spot to miss, especially since we're able to get some guys chasing on those pitches. As this is Jarrett Morris, the left fielder here at the plate for the Indians. He had a single that drove in a run. Indians would love to see a carbon copy of that one here with 2 outs in the inning. Instead, chases the high heat at 96, and that will be another Renaissance Bank strikeout, 6 of the day for Patrick Spencer. And again, you talk about it when you got a guy that can get that slider in there, 85, and then when he's got that in his hip pocket at 96, saying, here it comes, do something about it.
It's tough. Yeah, I mean, you watch baseball's a game of patterns, right? I mean, as a hitter, we always had the lingo, pitchers are dumb. They need to stay in their little 10-foot circle. You get in a rhythm, you get in a pattern. So he's starting off everybody with slider. I mean, you sit slider until you get 2 strikes, and you just try and fend for yourself. I mean, that's the only thing you can do with guys like that. It's very tough to zero in. When the guy's struggling on the mound, like a lot of the ICC guys, then you can start keyholing guys and really trying to be aggressive. But when a guy's dialed in like that, I mean, 87 with a hard slider and then coming back with 95, 96 on the back end, I mean, it's pure talent. You just try and do the best you can with what you got.
We're moving to the top of the 5th inning. The 5th inning being served up to you by our friends at Little Caesars, located on South Adams Street right here in Fulton. They're now available on DoorDash. Make the best value for delivery or carryout with the great taste and great deals. That's Little Caesars right here in Fulton. It's still Aiden Williams on the hill here for the Indians. He is the 4th pitcher of the day for ICC, and just one of those days where the breaks beating the boys. And when you're playing the number 2 team in the country that has 31 wins already on the season, it's one of those you've got to get the breaks going your way early, and that just wasn't the case today.
Correct. Yeah, they start off on a bad foot. Walk a couple guys. I mean, you look at the scoreboard, there's nothing but crooked numbers up there. So I don't care if you're playing the Yankees or, the Little Sisters or the Poor. There's not a whole lot you can do with that.
So we do have a new batter coming up here, Hank Eaton. So Eaton will come into bat here.
Up to bat, number 4, Hank Eaton.
Eaton getting his first at bat of the game. And he is batting 162 on the season. So he will dig in to start the top of the 5th inning, served up by Little Caesars here in Fulton. Adam Gore, Jonathan Van Every bring this action here in game 1. Swing and a miss for strike 1 here to Eaton. It's Aiden Williams on the hill. That breaking pitch in there for strike. 0-2 now is the count.
It's the first batter, I think, all day that he's gone 0-2.
So winning the 0-2 offering here, and that one just up high. Couldn't get him to chase one there. Actually, the umpire kind of had to dip that one out of the way. It's like maybe a little miscommunication between the catcher and the pitcher. 1-2 now is the count to Eaton. That pitch low and outside for a ball. Now 2-2 is the count.
Let's see if he can finish him off.
So Eaton will dig in, leading us off here in the 5th. Breaking pitch popped up, back and out of play. We'll sit at 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, as a pitcher in these situations, you're trying to make the guy put the ball in play, get themselves out, get out of the inning without throwing too many pitches. I mean, the last thing anybody wants to do is stay on the field getting your brains beat out, so you're trying to speed the game along. And you probably are going to have some help from the ump, too, in that regard.
So that pitch fouled back, 2-2 now. Will stay the count here on Eaton.
It's good he's attacking the hitter.
And like you said, it's
Got
part of that
nothing to
middle,
lose
yeah,
at this point.
part of that middle game. Just get at it, keep fighting. That pitch hangs up just a bit high. 3-2 now is the count here to Eaton. Again, just a tough day on the hill here for the Indians. This is the fourth pitcher of the game. ICC struggling hitting batters today. Has hit 5, and what has been the story of the season for ICC is those free passes.
I think 80% of leadoff walks end up scoring something. It's some stupid number. I forgot what it was.
That was the 12th free pass between balls and walks that ICC has issued today, and that's one thing we always talk about in the broadcast. When you get that first guy on, whether it's a walk, hit by pitch, it always comes back and haunts you.
Mm-hmm.
That pitch high for a ball. So this is number 10 at the plate, still Milam. And so he will take that pitch. 2-0 now is the count.
He's got to make an adjustment. He missed in the same spot twice in a row.
2 balls, no strikes, no outs. Runner at first. 2-0 pitch, and that one
just a bit outside.
Yep, easy. Heading to second on that one, as that one just couldn't quite. I don't think he grabbed the string to pull at that time to get on top of the breaking
Tried
pitch.
the corner and missed a little bit there.
So the runner
get my drift where I'm going with this.
Yes. Runner will advance easily there on the wild pitch. And that one hangs up high, and that's going to be another walk. Back-to-back walks now. And looks like Coach Collier is going to take the stroll to the mound, and we may have another pitching change coming up here for the Indians. Yes, we will. Let's go to a call to the bullpen being brought to you by Guaranteed Bank, and be back with more right after this.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
When I think of ICC, I think about home.
The moment I stepped on campus, I knew it was a perfect fit.
It helped me find my true self.
It has opened doors for me that I didn't even know existed.
Everyone here wants you to succeed.
I was able to get involved here and make a real difference.
I've met my closest friends here.
There's something for everyone to be involved with.
I've gained skills to succeed in the workforce.
It's been the best experience.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as this will be Topher Jones coming to the plate. He'll be greeted by Noah Wilder, the 5th pitcher of the day for the Indians. Been a tough day for the Indians on the hill here, and when you're playing the number 2 team in the country, you can't afford to have days like today. As there's a snap throw down to first, not in time. That first pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Got Raphael Henry running the camera for us today. Casey Smith taking photos. You can see those on ICCimages.com. Cal Brown updating us on baseball and softball on our social media platforms. You can follow us on your favorite social media platform at Let's Go ICC as runners advance on the wild pitch. 1-1 now is the count. Had a chance to talk to Riley Davis, a former Indian here on Alumni Day for ICC. Noah Wilder taking the heel here for the Indians. That pitch missing high for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Wilder doesn't have a decision. His 4th appearance of the season. He's pitched 2 2/3 inning. Is that one going for strike 2? Giving up 5 hits, 6 runs, 4 of those earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. So waiting the 2-2 offering here. Pitch on its way. Swung on and missed for strike 3. There's a clutch Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Wilder. Nice job by him coming in and sitting down the first batter he sees for out number 1 here in the inning.
Number 14, Logan Fontanelle.
So this will be Logan Fontanelle coming into the contest, seeing his first action of the game. He'll dig in with runners on 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. And Wilder's pitch, that one in there for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. So no balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. That is the situation here in the top of the 5th. You see the score there on your scoreboard. That's that pitch high and outside. 1-1 now is the count. We will have game 2 coming your way at the conclusion of this one. 1-1 now is the count here to Fontanelle. That pitch missing outside. 2-1 now goes the count. Two-one pitch coming, breaking pitch, fouled off. It will get out of play into the parking lot, and nope, don't look like it's going to get a vehicle, but the count will now even up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on 2nd and 3rd here for Pearl River. Swinging and a miss for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there, back-to-back strikeouts. Now for Wilder, and that's going to be one of the better runs that the Indians have put together here so far.
Up to bat, number 22, Morgan Kraft.
And now a new batter coming in once again. This is going to be number 22, Morgan Kraft, coming in to bat here for Pearl River. So with 2 outs and runners on 2nd and 3rd, we're in the top of the 5th. We'll try to find some updates for you in softball. Of course, Pearl River just as good in softball as they are baseball. So the Indians will have their hands full in that top 25 tussle down there in Poplarville. That pitch missing for a ball. So 1-0 is the count. Breaking pitch, grounder, 3rd baseman finds it, takes his time, throws it across in the dirt, and that's going to be an error. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and boy, oh boy, when it rains, it pours, and it continues to pour here on the Indians. Would have been an easy out, but the throw in the dirt hops away, and the runner will reach on the 2-out error. 2 runs scored.
Up to bat, number 9, Tyler King.
As this will be a new batter coming up here. This is going to be Tyler King coming to the plate. Tyler wearing number 9. Kyler King. Well, the Indians thought they were out of the inning, but that 2-out error proving costly as that pitch missing for a ball. 1-0 now is the count. Thought we was going to get out of the inning with no runs scored, but Pearl River pushes another crooked letter on the board here. 1-0 pitch. That one missing low. 2-0 now is the count. Well, again, we talked about it. That leadoff walk, followed by another walk, has come back to haunt the Indians after that error. 2-0 is the count with 2 outs. That pitch nips the corner for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. Said I'd give you a Renaissance Bank scoreboard update, and things not going good down in Poplarville today for the Indians here in Game 1 in softball. As it is 4-0. Pearl River with the lead there, and that is in the top of the 3rd inning. So Pearl River taking advantage and taking care of business here against the Indians in both softball and baseball. As this one popped up right side, first baseman drifting over. We'll watch it get out of play. And now the count will go full at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Wilder trying to get out of this inning with minimum damage done. Those 2 runs that scored belong to Aiden Williams. So full count. Runner is on first here for Pearl River. There is 2 outs here in the inning. This one popped up right side once again, and it will get out of play. Nice job by King keeping the at-bat going here, fouling off a couple of pitches. And the count will stay full at 3-2. So waiting the 3-2 offering here from Wilder. And there's not strike 3. Good looking pitch there on that outer corner, but the umpire not giving it to him. And so that will be another walk issued by the Indians.
Up to bat, number 2, Keegan Geiger.
14 free passes here in this contest as we go back to the top of the lineup with Geiger coming to the plate. Still 2 outs as Geiger swings wildly at that one, misses. 0-1 is the count. Oh, 1 pitch, swung on a miss for strike 2. So 0-2 now is the count. And that one runs back inside despite the pitcher setting up on the outside. 1-2 now is the count. So waiting the 1-2 pitch here. On its way. That one outside, blocked up nicely there by Collier. Boy, I tell you what, Collier is going to be absolute wore out by the time game 1's over today, as he has just been all over the place chasing these pitches in the dirt. 2-2 now is the count. And that one missing. Well, the Indians just can't throw strikes today. They'll get ahead in the count, 0-2, and then find themselves in a full count situation. And let's give credit to Pearl River now. They've been able to foul off some pitches, keep some at-bats alive to earn some of these walks. And there's another one. That is the 9th walk of the game by the Indians pitching staff. They've hit 6 batters, and bases are loaded once again here for Pearl River. We talk about bases loaded. We do want to remind you, when you're ready to load your plate, you can do so by visiting Samstown Market. Fans, remember, when you're ready to load your plate, make the right call and visit Samstown Market there in Mantachie. This is Keys at the plate. Takes that pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 is the count. There is 2 outs. Bases are loaded here for Pearl River. They've already hit 2 grand slams on the day, as that pitch missing high and outside for a ball. 1-1 is the count. They've had 3 long balls this afternoon. So waiting the 1-1 offering here. That one missing outside. Keys. Got to throw strikes. Two 1 pitch, and that one's going to be called a strike. 2-2 now is the count here to Keys. Yeah, the sacrifice fly that drove in a run in his last at bat. He's singled, has walked and been hit by a pitch. He's also scored 2 runs. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. As we'll head to the bottom of the 5th, ICC's got some work to do as Pearl River puts 2 more runs on the board. They're up in this one 17-2. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
That's what you do, but I just don't know which way to turn. I'm about to dance in my pain.
Little Caesars get a large 2-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here! This pizza's only $5.99? No way! This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Oh, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza! Choose a large 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza.
Number 4, Bryce Glenn.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. New pitcher in the game here for Pearl River is going to be number 16. It's going to be Colin Jenkins. Jenkins will come in with a little bit of a cushion in this one, as his first pitch outside swung wildly on, though, for strike 1. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5th inning being brought to you by Little Caesars as this pitch popped up. Third baseman calling everyone off. We'll squeeze it for out number 1.
Up to bat, number 23, Jude Treadaway.
So we flip it back to the top of the lineup. And it'll be Jude Treadaway. He reached on an error back in the first, grounded out to third. Takes that first pitch outside for a ball. Well, again, it's Alumni Day. Appreciate Riley Davis coming by. He stopped by and spoke to me in the press box before heading out. He's got a little baseball to go coach. So appreciate him making time out of his day. Here's that pitch just a bit outside. 2-0 now is the count. Yeah, Riley, a lot like Jonathan Van Every said, would give anything to be back in those red and blue uniforms this afternoon. And Riley, well, you were a good one back in the day. We'd do anything to have you back right now. As things not going the way of the Indians as that pitch across for a strike. 2-1 now is the count with 1 out. This one hit hard, right side. Right fielder's going to have to hurry. Can't get to it. It'll get by him. And this is going to go for extra base hit. A double off the bat of Treadaway. Clutch hit there for Jude.
Number 27, Evan McCarthy.
The second double of the day for the Indians. That extra base hit being brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, helping you get back in the game. Visit OINMS.com. So with that 1-out double, as there's a slider outside for a ball, this will be Evan McCarthy coming to the plate. He grounded into a Little Caesars double play, struck out looking on a very questionable high and outside strike 3 call. That one in there for strike 1-1 now is the count here to McCarthy. A lot of folks out for the ball game today. Appreciate everyone that's tuned in this afternoon, especially those that are watching in favor of Pearl River. And as always, those that are watching, members of the ICC family here. This pitch fouled off, out of play. 1-2 now will be the count. Runner at second, that's Treadaway. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. And just got him chasing a bad one there. And McCarthy upset with himself knowing that that was not a good at bat as he chased one in the other batter's box. That's the first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game there for Jenkins. So with 2 outs now, this will bring Butler to the dish. Butler lifts that pitch low and outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. That one just missing. Pretty good, but 2-0 now is the count. And that one low and outside. 3-0 now is the count here to Butler. He's walked and has grounded out to first in his 2 appearances. Listen to that pitch, outer edge for a strike. Good take there. 3-1 now is the count. Three-one offering. And that's going to be a walk. Second time today that Butler has reached on a walk. And that is only the second time that Pearl River has issued a walk today. And that kind of just tells you the tale of the tape. As we said, ICC has walked 9, has hit 6 batters. Then Pearl River's pitching has been dialed in as they've only walked 2. That pitch missing low for a ball. This is Ferris, who has struck out twice today, once looking and once swinging. He struck out looking to end the third. 1-0 pitch. That one missing low. 2-0 now is the count here to Ferris. Remind you, we do have game 2 coming your way at the conclusion of this one. Two-0 pitch, absolutely tattooed deep, and it is gone off the scoreboard. A big-time 3-run shot there off the bat of Ferris. And that was one of those, you heard it off the bat, you knew it was going to be gone there. So a nice job getting the count in a hitter's favor and taking advantage. As that's a 3-run bomb off the scoreboard there by Ferris. And the Indians chopping away. That's all you can do in this situation if you're ICC. So now this will be Stallnaker coming to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on after that 3-run shot by Ferris. And a nice job there by Jenkins to come back and pipe that one in there for a strike. That pitch. Nice grab there by the catcher. 1-1 now is the count. One of those, nobody on. A lot of times catchers don't make that effort, but one of those you want to stay engaged, and a good job there. 1-1 now is the count here to Stallnaker. That one missing low. 2-1 now is the count here to Stallnaker. He reached on an error to start the 4th, but was left stranded. He walked and scored. As that one in the dirt gets away. 3-1 now is the count. That walk and score was back in the 2nd inning. He scored on a double by Bryson Jackson. So 3-1 count now. That one right down the pipe. 3-2 goes the count now here to Stallnaker. Count full. Nobody on, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Pearl River looking for the exit. ICC wanting to keep the rally alive. And he draws the walk. Nice job there. Not chasing one on the inside. as that is the third walk of the game, second issued by Jenkins.
Batting number 10, Stone Collier.
And so it'll be Stone Collier coming to the plate, who is catching here in game one. Tough day for Stone. He is struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. Looks at that pitch, outer edge for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Runner at first for the Indians. Collier chasing a slider outside. 0-2 now is the count. Well, when they're painting that corner the way Pearl River has today, they've gotten the Indians to chase a lot of those pitches, and they have timed those up nicely. As Pearl Rivers looks sharp on the mound today. Collier fouls this one off to keep the at-bat alive. 0-2 is the count. 9 hits in the game for Pearl River, 4 for ICC. Pearl Rivers had 2 errors, ICC 1. Of course, this tell of the tape, though, has been the 15 free passes given by the Indians. This pitch fouled back and out of play. Will sit at 0-2 once again. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. This one ripped but pulled foul. Nice at bat going here for Collier, trying to extend the inning here with 2 outs and a runner at first. 0-2 is the count. After those foul balls there, Collier staying alive. 0-2 pitch. Pops this one back. And we'll stay at 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And this one fouled also. Stone finding a piece of about 4 or 5 straight pitches to keep the at-bat alive here. See if he can find a way to win this battle. Down in the count, 0-2. Rips this one, and that one foul. Well, that's what, when we had Jonathan up here with us earlier, he said that's what you got to do in this situation. Keep fighting. See if you can grab a little bit of momentum heading into game 2. And this is one of those battles here by Collier. Fell behind 0-2, and I think this is about the 5th straight foul ball in this at-bat. Oh, 0-2 pitch. And there's strike 3, outer edge. Nice job there by Jenkins to come back and eventually win that battle and get out of the inning. The Indians get a 3-run shot off the bat of Ferris. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
What's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
At Little Caesars, get a large 2-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here! This pizza's only $5.99? No way! This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Well, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza. Choose a large 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the top of the 6th inning. ICC and Pearl River here in game 1. Been all Pearl River so far in this one. I believe this is still Noah Wilder on the hill here for the Indians. Both teams have gotten a lot of guys in this game. It's that first pitch missing low for a ball. This may be Kraft. Or no, excuse me, that is not Kraft, as this pitch is popped up. Left fielder giving chase and will make the play in foul territory, as that was Thompson. Retired on that pitch. Heck of an effort out there by Stallnaker to cover a lot of ground to be able to get that first out of the inning. This is Eaton for his second at-bat of the game. He walked and eventually came around to score. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. So 0-1 is the count. Breaking pitch missing, 1-1 now. The count here to Eaton. Outer edge for a strike, 1-2 now. The count here to Eaton. But that strike zone has kind of opened up a little bit here later in the contest. But not that much. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 6th inning. This 6th inning is being sponsored by Sam's Town Market and Manatachee, as that pitch outside for a ball. Just a short drive from Tupelo and Fulton. Sam's Town Market offers a diverse selection of products from fresh hand-cut meats to locally sourced produce and snacks. And that is going to be another walk, the 10th walk of the game by this Indians pitching staff. Mix that with 6 hit-by pitches, and we talked about it. That is not a recipe for success, and the Indians pitching staff has struggled of late, and it's just not been this bad. That pitch missing low for a ball. So 1-0 is the count. Big healthy swing and a miss there. 1-1 now, the count, as this is Milam still at the dish. He walked, scored a run his last at bat. He struck out, grounded out to second, then drove in 2 runs as the pickoff over the first, a half-hearted throw. That was all the way back in the first inning, which feels like it was 3 days ago. So waiting the 1-1 offering. That pitch up high. 2-1 now is the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Runner at first. We're in the top of the 6th. Pearl River in control of this one. That fastball missing low. 3-1 now is the count. So waiting the 3-1 offering. And it's another walk. And looks like we're going to have another call to the bullpen here, as that will do it for Wilder. We'll take a break and be back with more. Stick around, folks, please.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
At Little Caesars, get a large two-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here! This pizza's only $5.99? No way! This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Well, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza! Choose a large two-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza, pizza.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. New pitcher in the game here for the Indians is Tyler Sledge. He has not got a record this year. He's made two appearances, 1 1/3 innings pitched. He is out of Amory. It's his first pitch in there for a strike. Indians have walked 11, hit 6 batters. 17 free passes, and when you do that to the number 2 team in the country, not going to be a good day no matter who you are. As this pitch kind of jammed him, and it's going to drop for another hit there. Then the ball gets away, and that will allow the run to score from second, so that will go for a hit and an error on the Indians. 2-run score, so that will be a single.
Bat number 14, Logan Fontanelle.
And then the runner will advance on the error. And so now this will bring Fontanelle to the plate for the second time today. Well, as we said, when it rains, it pours. And ladies and gentlemen, it's been pouring on the Indians. Snap throw over to first is not in time. Fontanelle at the plate. Snap throw over to first. Again, not in time. That one nearly gets away. For the Indians, don't worry about the runner at first. Go with the guy at the plate. That dude ain't going to do nothing that hasn't already been done. And throw over again, nearly gets away. Throw it away, and they'll get the easy advancement there. Don't imagine Pearl River will be thinking about stealing in this situation, or at least you wouldn't think so. That pitch finds the zone for a strike. 0-1 now is the count here to Fontanelle. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner at first. This one hammered deep, back to the wall, and out of here. A 2-run home run by Pearl River. Makes that the 4th home run of the game for the Wildcats, and they stay in control of this one. As you see, making his way home for the 11th hit of the game. 21-5 now is the score. Pearl River has 4 home runs of the day, 2 of those being grand slams. So still only 1 out in the inning. Pearl River has put multiple runs on the board in all 6 innings. They put 2 on the board in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third, 7 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, and so far they've put 4 here in the top of the 6th with 1 out in the inning. That pitch in there for a strike. I believe this is Kraft. It is at the plate. We'll double check that number. They have block numbers. Actually, it is not Kraft. It is 32 Cook. Big swing and a miss there by Cook. 0-2 now. That pitch high and outside. 1-2 is the count. 1-2 pitch. And that one missing. We talked about earlier, let the strike zone and open up a little bit with the game getting out of control. Well, now it's kind of went back to its original form. 2-2 now is the count. Two good pitches to close the door on them, but instead that one just missing. 3-2 now is the count. Indians have went to the bullpen 6 times, or actually have brought in 6 pitchers today. And there's strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. Indians needed that one for the second out of the inning. Cook will go down looking at that one. And now this will be King coming to the plate. He walked in his only at bat so far. That pitch up high for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Be the 5th time the complete lineup has come to the dish here for Pearl River. This one popped up back and will give chase, but will get out of play. Or excuse me, actually just stays in play. ICC's only batted around twice. Batted around 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 batters to the plate for ICC. The 45th batter of the game here for Pearl River. That pitch turns over, finds the zone. 1-2 now is the count here to King. Indians looking for the exit. And that pitch is not going to find it. 2-2 now is the count. Good eye on the part of King to hold off on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Nobody on here for Pearl River in the top of the 6th. And that pitch missing. 3-2 now is the count. Three-two pitch. Fouled off and will stay at 3-2. So King battling. Sledge trying to find a way to end this inning here. He does have 1 Renaissance Bank strikeout in this inning. Right now be a big time for the 2nd. And can't get it. Another walk issued by the Indians, the 12th walk of the day for ICC.
Up to bat, number 2, Keegan Geiger.
So now we flip it back to the top of the lineup here. It'll be Geiger coming back to the plate. This is his 6th plate appearance. He is 1 for 3 with 2 walks, a single, a strikeout, and he popped up to the shortstop on an infield fly rule back in the 2nd. Takes that first pitch for a ball. 1-0 is the count. That pitch runs inside. 2-0 now is the count. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first here for Pearl River. That pitch high. Indians again just can't find the strike zone. Even if the umpire opened it up a little bit here, I still don't think they're getting it close enough to tease the strike zone. 3-0 is the count. That one looked up but called a strike. 3-1 now is the count. Geyer taking the whole way that time. 3-1 count here down to Geiger with 2 outs and a runner at first. Lifts this one. Right fielder's going to chase over and will squeeze it. And the Indians finally get out of the inning, but not before Pearl River puts 4 more on the board. We've played 5.5. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this. Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
At Little Caesars, get a large 2-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here! This pizza's only $5.99? No way! This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Oh, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza. Choose a large 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the 6th inning. You see the score there is not going in the way of the Indians, as it's been all Pearl River this afternoon. The number 2 team in the country flexing their muscles and showing why they're one of the best in the country this afternoon here in Game 1. That first pitch missing low for a ball. Jackson, Morrison, Files scheduled up here in the bottom of the 6th. Typically, Brad Boggs is with us on the broadcast, but Brad is on assignment today as that pitch missing high. 2-0 is the count. Jonathan Van Every come in as he threw out today's first pitch. Spent a few innings with us and had a nice conversation with him. We might try to turn that into next week's ICC Hour for those that missed it. You can check out the ICC Hour every Tuesday at 1 o'clock on Super Talk 101.9 FM. That pitch across for a strike. 2-1 now. It is the count here to Jackson. He doubled and scored back in the second, grounded out to third in his most recent at-bat. Fouls this one off, and 2-2 will be the count here to Jackson. We'll have to go retrieve some more baseballs, as we talked about it. We've said, ICC's walked 12, but you still got to give some credit to Pearl River on that one. I know that's going to sound weird saying that, but they have done an excellent job today, fouling off pitches whenever they couldn't get solid contact on it, and eventually working the count in their favor, and then have been very patient to draw those walks. As the Indians, you can tell they have been just on their heels all day today. So that pitch fouled off. 2-2 now will be the count here to Jackson. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's really been another difference in the game today. When Pearl River has gotten in those situations, they've been able to take advantage, and ICC instead haven't been able to do so. That is the second strikeout for Jenkins, 8th on the game for Pearl River. So 1 out now. And this will be Morris coming to the plate. Big swing and a miss there for strike one. 0-1 is the count here to Morris. 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI single. That was back in the 2nd inning. That pitch, don't know where it missed, but caught a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. Ball missing, low and outside, gets away. Nobody on the base to worry about there. 2-1 now. The count here to Morris. That pitch runs inside, nearly hits him. Now the count goes 3-1. Here, Morris, you want to hold off on this one? Let's just sit on a tee. We'll see what Jenkins comes back with. That one right down the middle, so he was taking the whole way that time. 3-2 now is the count here to Morris. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. There's a little slow roller third baseman. Bobbles it, and that'll be an error on the third baseman. E5 will allow Morris to reach.
Up to bat, number 4, Bryce Glenn.
And we said, you know, when you're playing the number 2 team in the country, you got to come up and get some breaks. Well, might be a little too late in the day to get those type of breaks to go your way, but if you're the Indians, you keep battling here. See if you can spark a little bit of a rally as that first pitch inside for a ball, as this is Glenn at the plate. He'll be batting in face of Judd Files. 1-0 is the count. That one runs inside, nearly hits him. 2-0 now. So Jenkins, who has been in pretty good control, he is in relief of Patrick Spencer. He's kind of letting a couple of them get away from him here of late. And that one missing low. 3-0 now is the count. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out, and a runner at first. ICC got a little meat left on the bone in this one if they want to rally here. That pitch, nice job by Jenkins coming back and pumping it in there for a strike. 3-1 now is the count. This one hit hard. Is it going to stay fair? Yes, it will. This should score a run here for the Indians. Nope, they're going to hold him up at third after a nice relay in. So that will be a double off the bat of Glenn for the Indians.
Up to bat, number 23, Jude Treadaway.
That is the 3rd extra base hit of the day, being brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, helping you get back in the game. Visit OINMS.com. That's OINMS.com. So runner at 2nd and 3rd. Shortstop's going to come in and talk to the pitcher. That counts as a mound visit, I believe. Not that that should be an issue in this situation. Excuse me, that's actually the 4th, as Treadaway doubled in his last at bat, so that was the 4th extra base hit of the game for the Indians. 1 out, runners at 2nd and 3rd. ICC trailing in this one to Pearl River here in game 1. That pitch is going to get away. Runners will not be able to advance there. Ball 1. So 1-0. Looking out here to Treadaway. He reached on an error, grounded out to 3rd, and then doubled. Indians would love to see another carbon copy of his last hit with that double. Listen to that pitch on the outer edge, called a strike. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. This one ripped, and it's going to get through for a base hit, and this will score a run for the Indians. And the ball gets away, but not far enough. So the Indians refusing to go quietly into the evening here. Second hit of the day for Treadaway. It is an RBI single that will score Morris, who reached on the error. And we will possibly have a pitching change coming up here. Looks like that is going to be the case, as we'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
LSU takes it. We'll be back next March.
Come on, y'all. This one we've been working for. We gotta forget about last year. It's right here, right now. Y'all ready? Yeah!
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Welcome back. Call to the bullpen being brought to you by Guaranteed Bank here in Fulton. Landon Watts, the new pitcher here for Pearl River. Big swing and a miss there for strike one, as this is Evan McCarthy at the plate. Tough day for him, 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. He's also grounded into a double play. Looks at that pitch. It misses for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Got runners on the corners here for the Indians. That pitch outside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Big swing and a miss there. 2-2 is the count now here to McCarthy. So waiting the 2-2 offering here. And that one low for a ball. Now the count goes full at 3-2. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. This one's scheduled for 9. As that's going to be a walk, and it's going to load the bases here for the Indians. And this will be Madden Butler, who is 0 for 1 today with a couple of walks. Well, Pearl River had not struggled until late with the walks. They only had 2. And now they have walked 2 more to double that up here. Is that pitch missing for a ball? Indians, we talked about, struggled giving up free passes. Now Pearl River returning the favor here late in this one. Fastball, outer edge, strike. 1-1 now is the count here to Madden Butler. He's walked twice, has been left stranded each time. And fouls this one back. 1-2 will be the count now. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Bases loaded. ICC fans, remember, when you fill your plate, no better place than start than Samstown Market there in Manatachee. And they're going to say he did commit to the swing, and that will be strike 3. First Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game there for Watts. Second out of the inning. Renaissance Bank, they are the bank that understands you. Find out why by visiting RenaissanceBank.com. Nathan Ferris coming to the dish. Takes a healthy chop at that one, fouls it off for strike 1. He had that 3-run home run last time he was at the plate. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a pair of strikeouts, 3 RBIs. He would love to bounce another one off the scoreboard here to help the cause for the Indians. Instead, looks at that pitch outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases full of Indians. That pitch, off speed, but in there for a strike. Nice looking pitch there for Watts. 1-2 now is the count. And another off-speed pitch, and got him well ahead of that one. And that goes down for back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts. Nice job by Watts to get out of the jam with no damage done. 21-6 is your score. We've played 6 here in Fulton. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
What's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC Athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back as trip down memory lane here as Stephanie Collier, Rick Collier's wife, comes up and has brought me a picture of me and Will Colmeyer back in the day. Looks like we're down at LSU Eunice. One of those photos there, and Indians just not got it today on the hill. That is another hit batter. 7th of the game for ICC, and not trying to sound like Debbie Downer here, but it's just not been a good game one here for the Indians. And so now this will bring Thompson to the plate here in the top of the 7th, no outs, and a runner at first after the hit batter. That pitch outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. We do have game 2 coming your way at the conclusion of this one. I invite you to stay tuned. It'll come to be about 30 minutes after the conclusion of game 1. That pitch outside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Well, the Indians have gone 6 deep in the pitching rotation here in game 1, so don't got a lot of arms left there for game 2. That pitch dips in there for a strike. Raphael Henry says he don't have any eligibility left, or he would get out there and pitch. I don't have any eligibility left. Jonathan Van Every said, unfortunately, he don't have any left. There's a grounder, and it's going to go for a base hit. They thought about trying to get the runner going to third, but instead checked up at second and nearly tagged him out there.
Up to bat, number 4, Hank Eaton.
So now this will be Hank Eaton at the plate. He has batted twice and walked both times. That was the 12th hit of the game there for Pearl River. Still no outs here in the inning. That pitch missing outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. So 1-0 the count here to Eaton. Runners at first and second. That pitch missing low and outside for ball 2. 2-0 now is the count. That pitch in there for, no, is missing for a ball. 3-0 now. The count here to Eaton. Well, Eaton's on base percentage is through the roof. He's walked twice in 2 at-bats. Now make it 3 walks at 3 at-bats. That is the 13th walk of the game, and bases are loaded here. Coach Collier's going to come out. We'll have our 7th pitcher of the game make his way onto the ball field. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
At Little Caesars, get a large 2-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here! This pizza's only $5.99? No way! This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Oh, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza! Choose a large 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. New pitcher in the game here for ICC is Dixon Webb. He comes in quite the jam. Bases loaded here for Pearl River. They've already hit 2 grand slams today as that pitch high. 2-0 now is the count. I believe this is Milam at the plate. They've made a lot of changes today as 3-0 now is the count. Again, the Indians just cannot find the strike zone today. And I'm not trying to sound mean saying that. I'm just telling you the truth in this one. The Indians have walked 13, have hit 7 batters. And 3-0 is the count here. Right now, it's not even about throwing hard. It's just about throwing strikes. This is Milam at the dish. No place to put him, and the Indians are going to walk him, and that will push across another run. 14th walk of the game. And Coach Collier already heading back out. And I don't know if we're going to have a change here. If it is, that's just going to be, looks like we are. So the Indians are going to go to the bullpen again. We'll take a break. Be back with more right after this.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Keep watching. Okay, where's the remote?
Ugh, it's under her arm.
I'm gonna go for it.
So close.
Oh, maybe he can get it. Guess not.
I mean, can you blame him? We're delicious.
Delicious and sugar-free.
Delicious and caffeine-free. Yep. Anyway, about that remote.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're heading to the bullpen for the 8th time today. The Indians with a new pitcher, and this is going to be Jude Treadaway. And he is making his first appearance of the season. Is Jude. ICC just trying to find somebody that can throw strikes. That went in there for strike one. Indians have walked 14, hit 7 batters today. Pearl River's got 12 hits, so ICC has walked more than Pearl River has had hits today. That pitch across for strike two. Treadaway just loading up, finding the zone here. 0-2 is the count. Bases loaded here for Pearl River. No balls, 2 strikes, and no outs. Treadaway getting the signals, now set to deliver. This one ripped but pulled foul, and we'll sit at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes here. Bases loaded. Indians trying to find an out here, and that one's going to be pulled foul. And 0-2 will stay the count. This is Jones at the dish here for Pearl River. Renaissance Bank scoreboard update, not good going on down there at Pearl River as softball drops the first game of the day 9-0. So waiting the 0-2 pitch here from Treadaway, the 8th pitcher of the day here for the Indians. This one popped up. Center fielder jogging over. Will make the catch, and they're going to tag up the runner, and they're going to give up the run and not allow the runner to advance from second. Smart play there, as that will be a sacrifice fly. Being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. They meet Monday nights at 7:07 in the Fine Arts Department here on the Fulton campus. So now with 1 out, this will be Fontenelle coming to the dish. He homered his last time up. He's also struck out. So he'll dig in with runners at first and second and one out. Pitch in the dirt, and the runners will advance as that one looks like it hit the umpire as well. Umpire is down. We're going to take a timeout and be back with more right after this.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
LSU takes it. We'll be back next March.
Come on, y'all. This one we've been working for. We gotta forget about last year. It's right here, right now. Y'all ready?
At Little Caesars, get a large two-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here. This pizza's only $5.99? No way. This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Well, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza. Choose a large two-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza.
Good to see the home plate umpire able to stand up and kind of just catch his breath and walk it off there as both coaches and the trainers come out to check on him. So that ball kind of popped up and caught him. So 1-0 is the count. Runners did advance when the ball got away there, so they're now at second and third. And that pitch called a strike. 1-1 now is the count here to Fontenot. This is his third at bat of the day. We talked about homered his last time up, also struck out swinging his first at bat. As he pops this one up, and the center fielder will make the play, but it will be deep enough to score another run here for Pearl River. So that'll be another sacrifice fly out to center field, being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Runner unable to advance from second to third in that situation, but nice job of taking advantage and manufacturing the run there with the sacrifice fly. And now this will be Cook coming to the plate. Cook digs in with 2 outs and a runner at second. Treadaway on the heel here for the Indian, the 8th pitcher of the day. That pitch missing outside for a ball. And this is actually his first appearance of the year, so Treadaway coming out and just Coach Collier trying to find anybody that can throw strikes today. That pitch outside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. I'll invite you to stay tuned for game 2 as it will wrap up, or excuse me, it will start about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. This one's ripped, and it gets past the first baseman, but will be called foul. Huge break there for the Indians, as that one's not foul by a lot there. If that one stays fair, Cook is running for days, and another run scores with these. 2-1 now is the count. There is 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. You see the score. Treadaway set to deliver. Nice off-speed pitch. Way ahead of that one was Cook. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second. Indians looking for the exit. Pitch on its way. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big strikeout there for Treadaway, the first of the season for Jude. Second of the day for Cook. And ICC will head to the bottom of the 7th, trailing this one. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back. Back in the game. Back in motion. Back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
Keep watching. Okay, where's the remote?
Ugh, it's under her arm.
I'm gonna go for it.
So close.
Oh, maybe he can get it. Guess not.
I mean, can you blame him? We're delicious.
Delicious and sugar-free.
Delicious and caffeine-free. Yep. Anyway, about that remote.
Welcome back. Foul tip, strike one by Hank Stallnaker here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We've got it Stallnaker, Collier, and Jackson scheduled up here for ICC. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no out. Stallnaker starting us off here. Takes a healthy chop at that one, fouls it back. 1-2 now is the count here on Hank. Like that one might have either bounced off him or ricocheted off the shin guard of the home plate umpire. Talked about home plate got hit in the previous inning. Good to see him able to battle that off, as that one was absolutely tattooed towards the ICC dugout and ricocheted back into play. 1-2 will stay the count here in the bottom of the 7th. So we'll sit at 1-2 here to Stallnaker. Pitch on its way. That one missing outside. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. That one up high. 3-2 now is the count here to Stallnaker. Landon Watts on the hill here for Pearl River. And walks him. Nice at bat there. Second time that Stallnaker has drawn a walk. Actually, 3rd time today. He did reach on an error back in the 4th. And so now this will be Clayton getting at bat here in place of Collier. So they will get the substitution in here, being brought to you by Guaranteed Bank in Fulton. Integrity, trust, and a personal touch for all your banking needs. That's Guaranteed Bank in Fulton, member FDIC. We're in the 7th inning, and it's being brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, offering advanced treatment options for orthopedic injuries and disorders. Visit OINMS, that's OINMS.com, to find out how they can help you get back in the game. There's going to be a little blooper to second. There's one. Can they turn 2? Yes, they do. 6-4-3 for the Little Caesars double play. 2 outs now in the inning. This will be Houston Green coming to the plate. That first pitch across for a strike here to Green. He's getting his first at bat of the game, batting in place of Jackson. That pitch missing outside. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Watts, he's comfortable on the mound as he just got the ball back, kind of popped it up to himself and getting ready for this 1-2 offering. That one runs inside, nearly hits him. 2-2 now is the count here to Green. Two-two pitch, and that one's on the corner for strike 3. Nice job there by Watts to come back and get the out, and that should do it here for game 1. Your final score in this one, 24-6. Pearl River gets 24 runs on 12 hits and 3 errors. ICC 6 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. As we'll be back in about 30 minutes with game 2 here as ICC falls 24-6 here in game 1.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also an expert cartographer, an amateur alchemist, a surprisingly gifted poet.
What rhymes with encroachment?
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.